Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to Angers, if this is how it's pronounced, but we don't know, we're not from around here. Angers?
Angers.
Angers? Angers? Angers?
Angers.
Angers?
Angers.
Angers?
Angers or Angers?
Oh?
Oh, here we go. And there's a person, is it Angers or Angers? We don't know. We are just kind of doing a soft launch of this contraption. If you don't know what it is, this is just an ordinary pop-up talk show. It's called Talkaoke. The way in which Talkaoke works, it's really entirely up to you people on the outside of the Talkaoke table to decide on the conversation subjects. But before you come up with some amazing or lame subjects, we actually don't mind because we can big up any subject. Let's just find out who is around the table. My name is Margot. Who do we have here?
I'm Pierre.
Welcome, Pierre.
Jill.
Jill, welcome.
Rose.
Rose.
Mikey.
Mikey, and I'm just going to turn you guys up because, okay, sound check?
Sound check.
Okay, here we go. This is what's happening. There's a person there at the back, but they are remaining anonymous for now. Here we are, precisely. Here we are in Angers. What do you guys want to talk about? What do people want to talk about? Any subjects, thoughts, feelings, complaints, straight off the bat? It is Thursday night. Yeah, Mikey?
Actually, I'm going to turn this up a little bit because...
Yeah, turn it even up. I'm turning up channel.
I've made
two
it
here.
no, I'm going to turn up the whole thing, whole contraption.
No contractual obligation.
I think, Pete, there's a different dynamic of looking in Brussels than there is in London. I'm from London, by the way.
Okay, welcome from London.
And I just noticed I've been enjoying it because I think people are a bit more direct how they look at each other.
Okay, is this true? I mean, are there any people from Brussels around this table? Yeah, you're from Brussels. Are you a direct looker?
Direct looker in the eye, or
Yeah, well, you tell me. I don't know. What's the Brussels way?
the Brussels way? Generally, I think it's quite general in Belgium that when you make a step forward to a Belgian person, because he don't want conflict, he gonna make a step backward, and he try to not have too much confrontation and conflict. That can be nice to avoid fight or other, but in a way it's avoid to have a real confrontation and finally manage to find a negotiation, and that's more the way. But it's really depend the person, and because there is a big mix of culture, we have to do the different ways that with different people are doing their things, then finally everybody is a bit printed by the others and blah blah blah.
Okay, sounds amazing. Blah 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 to you too. So in Brussels there's a lot of different cultures. Maybe you kind of have to avoid conflict. I mean, does more cultures mean more opportunity for conflict? Are people in Brussels, in Belgium, scared of conflict? I mean, it's really funny because we are here at What Are We Fighting For event. Is anybody fighting for anything? Is fighting on the street, something that happens in Brussels? Is something that people avoid? Has anybody ever confronted anyone on the street? What do you think about this observation by you, Pierre? That you kind of, as a Belgian person, you kind of have to be mindful and maybe don't enter into a conflict. Are you a conflicted person? I know it's a completely different meaning now.
No.
You're not?
Can't say no. I don't think so. But I also think that Belgian people run away from conflicts. But they are very straight. But if you're talking with someone on the phone, like a customer service, they do say, I can't help you anymore, but they don't really repeat themselves a lot of times.
Okay, so you kind of come to the edge of the cliff and they just push you over. It's, there's nothing I can help you with. I mean, is that good? Is that honest? I mean, I can hear different accents around the table. I don't know where people are from precisely. Maybe it's not important. But I mean, are you a direct person? Are you a confrontational person, Jill?
Yes.
Great. What's the last conflict you got yourself into?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Okay, so get into conflict, but don't talk about it. That's the way.
That's the Boston way, yeah, very much.
That's the Boston.
You don't talk about what happens, because, it's very still instilled in the culture of Boston that you don't see anything, you don't hear anything, you don't talk about what happened.
Okay, so really keep your thoughts to yourself, and that's in Boston, not in Lincolnshire in England, it's Boston somewhere else.
Oh yeah, Boston, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, okay, welcome all the way from there as well. Okay, so don't talk about conflict, don't, just don't share. Whatever happens in Boston stays in Boston. Yeah, Mikey?
I've got to say, when I went to Boston, I did find the people there very friendly.
Yeah, but were they genuinely friendly?
Yeah, they were good. No, genuinely, like, as soon as they heard my accent to be a British accent, they were just asking me lots of questions. I didn't find it a very, like, in-your-face place. It was a much more sort of friendly. I found it quite friendly there, I've got to say.
Okay, I mean, is this true? Is Boston really a friendly place, or is it people just pretending, they're covering up? Is it a big cover-up? And also Brussels, are people friendly, or are they just too kind of worried about conflict? And maybe people in Ghent, I don't know. Yeah, who wants to say?
For Boston, there's plenty of gentrification, so maybe you met some new people who aren't from Boston, or people from Boston are, I think, genuinely friendly, but get a bad rap because we tend to come off as very, like, direct or cold or don't talk to me initially.
Okay.
But if you're in a talking setting, it's,
Yeah, maybe it's different. Mikey, maybe you met people who are not from Boston, that's why you were met with such a nice reception?
I was in South Boston because I was doing a gig at the convention centre. And I think it's quite working class neighbourhood. A lot of the people I spoke to were Donald Trump supporters as well, which I was surprised about. Because I didn't think I'd meet anyone, but then again, he did get elected, so there must be a lot of people that support Donald Trump. I found that a bit hard to sort of like tally, because they just seem to be nice, intelligent people. Maybe it's my own prejudice, I don't know.
Okay, so so people's exterior versus how they vote. I mean, is there correlation? And welcome to the person there on the street. Yeah, Rose, grab a mic. Oh no, were you gesturing? Okay, come and join us as well. New people in the space. I'm Margot. This is Pierre. This is Jill. We've got Rose, we've got Mikey. This is Talkaoke. If you don't know what it is, it's a pop-up talk show. Currently we're talking about, are Belgian people too direct? Are they too avoidant of conflict? I think, well, in Boston, Massachusetts that is, people just don't talk about anything. Well, they really just hold their own feelings to themselves. They don't really disclose.
Sure, partially, but also it's for culpability because it was a mob-run city.
It was a what city?
A very mob-run city, so there's a lot of...
Okay, so we've got perspective from Boston. Yeah.
I did grow up in Southie, so I do probably know some of the people you were talking to.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay, Mikey, if you've got the pictures, maybe we can do a little... Come and join us, person there on the street. This is the right place. You should be here if you want to be here. Welcome to Talkaoke. You're coming in the right moment because I was just about to do a round of names. So as I said, my name is Margot. Who do we have here?
Mikey.
Rose.
Jill.
Pierre.
Brent.
Brent, nice to meet you. And
Hi, Joy. Hello, I'm Hario.
Hario, welcome. And we've got this person over there. Maybe you know them. You're hugging them, so maybe you do know them. And the person anonymous. But we never got this person's name or this other person's name. But they'll come to the table when the time is ripe. But this is Talkaoke, guys. This is a pop-up talk show. You decide on the subjects on the table. You came here on a Thursday afternoon. What brings you here? Is it because you're fighting for something? Are you quite the opposite? Are you like a typical Belgian person who just avoids confrontation? Are you just going for a conflict head on? I mean, what brought you here, and are you a confrontational person?
Confrontational? Yeah, if I'm not really into what somebody's saying, then I would
You
say
let them know.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the average Belgian, for sure. I am Belgian.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're a different kind of yeah, thank you, big Belgians. Okay, so what is a typical Belgian then? So that it's not that. What is a typical Belgian then?
A typical Belgian is somebody living their life, and if they're not like fond of something, then they just shut up about it and wait for it to not happen again.
Okay, so are they patient people?
We are patient.
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess, okay.
Also, we like saying "I guess"
Oh,
about
is that right?
everything. Yeah, we do.
But in which language? Because you know, in Belgium,
Ah.
it's like this whole language thing.
I'm from the Flanders part, so Dutch and for me, but like everything that is also like an evidentiary thing, we also say, I think, just to be sure, in case that 0.001% might be there.
Okay, okay. I mean, what is this about? I mean, like, do you say, like, do you ever, like, second guess what you're thinking, Hario? Like, yeah, it's like, I think.
Second guess what we're thinking. I do think we do have the tendency. Okay, so for full clarity, I'm a 1.5 generation Belgian. I moved.
Hit that Belgian button.
I moved here when I was 6 years old. Before that, I lived in America. So I do notice when I'm back in America, there is a much more directness in the speech that I do. But in Flanders, I do just tend to keep my blinders on and just walk through if there's anything happening on the street. Yeah.
So just don't get involved, just kind of, yeah,
Don't get
okay.
involved, no.
Right. Okay, so I mean, we're just going in all sorts of different directions, talking about the directness of Belgians, I think, at least. Keeping the blinders on and maybe, yeah, just a different perspective, just don't get involved. That sounds a little bit like what you were describing of Boston. And then talking about a typical Belgian experience or non-typical Belgian experience, talking about conflict, talking about people in Boston and friendliness, and also maybe covering up, being very nice, but actually on the inside, you're really not into what this person is saying, but you're kind of keeping up. That strikes me as a little bit English, or does it?
I just want to talk about fear on the street, actually, because
Fear?
Yeah, because in the US, do you want a drink? I can
No,
get
I've got a
one.
drink,
Yeah,
sorry.
okay.
Just gonna
In
drink your
the
drink or my
US,
drink.
there you hear a lot about people with guns going around firing guns, but I've got to say, I didn't feel the fear. I didn't really think about it when I was there in Boston. Boston's really the only place I've visited in the US. I didn't feel like someone's going to come with a gun and shoot me down, but somehow, technically, I feel the sort of fear of having all these weapons around. Same actually in South Africa, because my parents are South African, I go to South Africa a lot, and even more people get shot in South Africa. But
Fear
I don't
on
know,
the
fear on
streets.
the streets, maybe a bit more. But do people feel fear on the streets in Brussels, or do they feel like something might kick off?
Okay, who is feeling the fear on the streets? Are you walking around feeling quite comfortable, safe, secure? Are there any guns? I've not really seen any guns. Are there many guns on the streets of Brussels? Yeah?
In Brussels,
Oh,
I've never
anywhere.
seen them, but I hear they are. I mean,
But like police guns or
not just
people's
Brussels, I guess. What?
Like police guns or like people carrying guns?
Yeah, I guess more like people that you don't want the guns to have. I think those are around, but not just Brussels. I mean, I think it's a general thing. Just because you have more people here, you have more chances of seeing guns in Brussels, I guess.
Okay, so there's a bigger chance of seeing guns, but you, as a authentic Belgian person, you haven't seen any. But I mean, is anybody? Is there fear on the streets? I mean, this is a busy place, Brussels, I suppose. I don't know what the gun laws are like, but what about the safety on the streets? Do you feel like you're on the verge of something kicking off in the times that we live in, or it's a personal experience? Maybe there are particular areas, or maybe you just feel completely safe. You don't know what Mike is banging on about.
I think that for guns and gunshot, gunfight, it's more for the criminal sector. And if there is in Saint-Gilles here, close here, and Forêt, it can have some gunfighting. It's generally related to the drug business. And not especially about everyone has a gun at home, because to have a gun, to have an allowance, you need to go to a specific place to buy it. You can't find them in supermarkets, and there is not that culture to have guns except for the police. About security and security feeling, I think it's depend the neighborhood. When you have a cultural ghetto, it's a bit, you feel more insecure because you don't feel, especially, it's like if you're a stranger entering in not a town where everybody is welcome. but also I'm a man, and I think that the point of view about security from the perspective of a woman or even a transgender or queer can be very, very different. I mean, I can come back very late at night, a bit drunk, and just feel the ease to be drunk. I think that when you're a woman, you can't have that ease because there is a bunch of guys there.
You have to be a bit more aware of your surroundings.
Exactly.
In a way. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Pierre, and welcome to new people joining us at this. It's a Talkaoke. It's a pop-up talk show, just having a conversation. So welcome, and we've got a new person finally making their way to the table. I'll let you chew. There are some drinks. You can grab some drinks, and of course snacks. These are Polish plums. Please help yourselves. We have got. Well, let's just do a round of names. My name is Margot. Who do we have here?
Mikey?
Rose, Jill,
Pierre?
Brent,
Hario.
Lucas,
Lucas.
Danilo.
Danilo.
Emily.
Emily, and my name is Margot, and this is Talkaoke. We've just recently been talking about the Belgian way, the safety on the streets. Do you feel the streets are safe here? Or are you feeling something's going to kick off any moment now? We talked about maybe the feeling of safety or not feeling so safe from different perspectives, from queer perspective, perspective of women. Does it change? And also in Brussels, actually depends where you feel safe. Sometimes people get shot, but that's actually drug related, so it's all fine. Unless you are in a drug cartel, maybe it's a bit more risky for you. But yeah, here we are. What we're fighting for is the title and the theme of this Talkaoke. But yes, is fighting and fear on the streets. I mean, if you're a fighter, do you have to be prepared for fear or do you have to be fearless? But really it's just up to you guys to decide on the subject on the Talkaoke table.
What I actually fear on the streets more is either crashing my van. That's my van now. It's not my van, it's behind Barb. It's a hire van, and if I put one little scratch, it's going to cost me thousands of euros.
So are you feeling the fear?
So I'm feeling that fear, but also the fear of getting a ticket as well. It's a strong fear. I think it's an unreasonably strong fear compared to getting a ticket. I don't think it's only like 40 euros. What is a ticket here? I don't know.
I mean, who drives around Brussels, and are you, do you live in fear as a driver? Who drives around here? Okay, do you live in fear? How much are the tickets these days?
I think my partner, when she just moved here, she didn't realize that it's not like a ticket thing where you get like the paper on your window.
Really?
It's the thing
What
where
is
they
it
like
then?
drive around and scan your car, and then like a month later you get suddenly 3 tickets in your inbox because you were like, it feels like they're not really checking here. Like, I'm trusting, I'm not getting any ticket. And then suddenly it's like,
Okay, how many tickets has she incurred? Bye, Mikey. Maybe you should repark this van. Okay, so it's like a delayed fear. So you're living in peace and harmony, everything's going well until month on when you've forgotten about everything. You've forgotten to even hire the car. Suddenly there's a letter through your, or is it an email? Do you get like a knock on the door? How does it work?
probably email, like that's how they
Okay.
do it. If you're not replying fast enough, then it's a letter. So it's also like the escalation of like,
I mean, what is more terrifying? Thank you very much, and yeah, just take care. But I mean, what is more terrifying, a terrifying email or a terrifying person?
So I want to add on to that quickly. Of course, in Brussels, we do have learned to adapt with these scan cars. One trick that I've seen used often is that people keep the boots of their cars open so that they can't scan the license plate anymore.
Clever. Is this clever or is it cheating? And do we really care? I mean, do you guys drive around Brussels? What's
I drive a bike.
okay? Is it safe? Do you live in fear as a cyclist or as a motorbike?
No, it's a normal bike.
Push bike. Okay. I mean, do you live in fear because of that? Are there dangers for the cyclists out on the Brussels streets?
Sometimes I have like a important event or I have like a deadline or something and I drive a bike and I get this paranoia that I will get hit by a car. But it never happened.
But where's the, I mean, I'm glad it hasn't happened. I'm glad you made it today to this event. I don't know if you cycled, if you walked or took a cab, we don't know. But I mean, is it because you are under pressure, because there's a lot at stake that you are rushing and it will be just really bad luck if you got hit, yeah?
Yeah, so this feeling like it would be stupid to get hit by a truck right now.
Yeah.
Because I didn't finish
Of all
this
the
thing.
days.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I mean, who else would feel really stupid when they got hit on a, on a day when they were just about to finish something very important? I mean, has anybody got hit by a truck before? Mikey, have you been hit by a truck? Oh, yes, Rose. Go on. No.
I haven't been.
No.
Oh, actually, I've crashed my bike before to another bike.
Okay.
Because it was raining, it was early in the morning, and yeah, the bike was going that way, I was going this way, and we crashed.
Okay, so disaster was in the making.
Yes.
Yes, okay. I mean, do you live in fear as a cyclist or as a pedestrian here in this city?
I don't live in Brussels, so I don't know. Here might be more busy, but I live in Ghent, and there's calmer. But I think if you drive your bike on the basis of the rules in the street, you wouldn't crash. The chance of crashing is low.
Is low, okay.
Yeah.
So if people in Brussels are oppressed by fear from crashing their vehicles, whatever they might be, or getting a ticket a month later, so we watched The Postman, Mikey, what are people fearful of in Ghent? Like, what's the fear, what is the thing that people are fearful of in Ghent? It's easy?
I want to think about
okay.
it. Is it
You
easy?
think about it, Rose? Yeah, Brent?
It's the tram rails.
The tram?
The tram rails for sure. So everybody's driving a bike.
Yeah.
So you don't really fear about the cars that much. The cars fear you, basically. It's like
if
this.
you're a cyclist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's more or less like Amsterdam, like the cyclists rule the city.
Okay.
But the tram rails.
Yeah, where do they fit into this?
They don't. They see no power, so they just. Yeah, they just make it
fearless.
uncomfortable for everybody, really.
Okay.
Except for the trams, of course.
Okay, have you ever had a close encounter with a tram? And that goes to everybody. Have you been compromised by a tram? Yes? You know?
By a tram? No.
Yeah.
But tram rails? Yeah,
Okay.
I dove
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of tram rails. Is that a word? Dove? Yeah.
I feel your pain anyway, so yeah, thank you. You were confronted by the tram
the
rails?
same thing
Yeah?
happened to me. I've fallen 2 times by the tram rails. Electric bike, rain, 3 o'clock at night, and yes.
Gosh. Okay, so the traps are there. Mikey, have you been confronted by...
Luckily, we don't have trams in the UK, but I have done it I've fallen off my bike in Amsterdam.
Okay.
Based on going in a tram rail, and it's also worse when you've got like a racing bike, because I think it's almost like the male equivalent of stiletto shoes.
Oh yeah.
Like having a very, very thin wheel for no reason, apart from
is it
it
possibly-
looks
is
good.
okay, so
it
it's-
looks good, but it's also extremely vulnerable to tram accidents.
Okay, so here's a new concept. Very thin racing bikes. I don't know what bike you have. Are the equivalent of female stiletto shoes? Because yeah, exactly. It's complicated concept. Basically, what Mikey said, you can explain.
No, I'm just saying it's like it's not a functional thing. It's more just to look good. So I've got like a carbon fibre racing bike with very thin wheels, which I cycle around London on. But the only point of the thin wheels is for the looks. Just like a stiletto. It's not about what other people think, it's about what I think.
But isn't it about like showing how edgy you are? Anyway, grab the mic. Anyway.
Don't forget the thin wheels. You also have the slick tires
Yeah.
that have no grip in the width. So like 2 months ago actually, I was biking here, and I saw some metal grating, and I did a wrong maneuver, and I actually slipped and broke my bike and got nasty scars on my shoulder right now.
It's a disaster. I mean. Okay, I mean, should we be fighting for better roads or no trams in Brussels? Maybe that's what we should be doing.
Or just for less idiots on bikes.
Or less idiots on the bikes, yes. We could put on a placard for sure.
I feel I don't really have I don't know why people want specifically carbon bikes if you know that they are so vulnerable. Why would you rather have a carbon bike?
What is driving them to get those fancy bikes?
I mean, they're more expensive, they're more vulnerable, and you're fearing constantly of wrecking in some way. So for me, there's not much upside, except for maybe their weight. But that's about it, I guess.
Okay, so the weight, like, why do people get fancy bicycles? What's the most fancy thing that you have? What's your most fancy possession?
I have a huge painting.
A painting. Do you take it out into public?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel
Get
unsafe?
rid of it. I just put it in my bathroom.
Okay. Is it a safe place for a painting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to go mouldy in there.
No.
I feel like you've done everything that needed to be done to preserve that painting. Yes?
Is it the one with the angels? Yeah, I saw it. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
I would put it in a hallway at least.
Okay, so not the bathroom. Is the bathroom a good place for art? That's one of the questions. Why do people have expensive things? I mean, how pricey was it? Just give us a ballpark. You can lie as well.
Oh, I made it myself.
Okay, so it's very pricey. Is it for sale?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, the auction will happen later. But what is the point of having expensive things? What is the point of having fancy things like strange carbon bicycles? What are you saying to the world by having this fancy, impractical bicycle? Yes.
We are saying I'm an elite consumer.
Okay. Any elite consumers around the table? What, and is this true? Is this what you think the people are saying when they buy these strange bicycles?
I actually agree with like the elite consumer thing. Everybody has like one area of, in this area, I am elite consumer. For me, it's binoculars. Binoculars, like to look at birds. For that, I don't spare my money. But then for other stuff, like a bike, I couldn't care less how much they would cost.
Okay, so is it just a question of choosing your category of snobbery? Lucas, what is your category of snobbery?
Oh shit! No, I was going to ask a question.
Oh, no, you can. This is okay.
Disclose personal things. No.
Any time, it's not a problem.
I'm just wondering, like with the binoculars, is that because it's kind of like either not your job, but like your passion? Like you kind of need these really expensive binoculars because they are the best?
Is your question basically why? Why? Okay. Thank you, Lucas. Why?
I also appreciate all the bird noises you're trying to find.
We're doing our best here, you know?
No, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear all of them. But yeah, you do need the binoculars, and actually, that's mostly not enough. If you really want to be like really into bird watching, because it is competitive. You also need like a bino, which is not the binoculars, it's more like a telescope, but not to look at the stars, but look at birds. So that's even like more, it's more like more zoom in. It's not a pirate one. I would really like a pirate one, but it's the one that like you can rest on a stative. Is that an English word? I think it is. Yeah, because then that's how you see the pros. That's how you see them.
So you're a pro bird watcher. Where do you go to watch your birds? I mean, obviously in England, bird has got more than one meaning, but we're not going to go there unless obviously some people want to go there, which is fine too. Yeah. Are you? Yeah.
What birds are you seeing?
Yeah. Okay. What birds are people watching in general? You watching birds, Mikey? You watch
Yeah,
birds?
I do. Like,
Thank you for letting
I
me
used to have really bad eyesight, but then I had an operation, so I can see much better, and it's a great pleasure now to be able to watch and identify the birds. Although it's only really the city birds that I definitely haven't used the binoculars or the monocular. But
is monocular like an upgrade or downgrade in the world?
It's what I think it's an upgrade if
It's
you've
an
got
upgrade?
particularly big monocular.
But it gives you a
Yeah.
Okay, anybody here has got experience with monoculars or binoculars? Anybody's seen a bird recently? Human or non-human? Yes, Lucas?
On my partner's balcony, there's now just a bird that had laid an egg.
What kind of bird is it? Do you know? Do you need
Pigeon.
an expert?
Oh, maybe.
Pigeon. Oh, pigeon. Okay.
I'm sorry.
We're all experts in
Yeah,
pigeons.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. It goes on, please.
I definitely do need an expert now. Yeah.
Can exchange details afterwards.
Yeah.
So a bird laid an egg. Good. You're gonna adopt the chick?
Yeah, it feels like a lot of responsibility, though.
Yeah. What's that?
I had the same situation, and the mother left and came back, and left came back just to feed the bird. And he growing up. At a moment, he began to poop like hell, and all my balcony was covered of shit. And I was happy when he have learned to fly and fly away. And after he fly away, I've put some stick in my plants on the balcony, like that the birds don't come back, because it was hard to clean. And when it's dry, it's better to put some liquid on before to wash it, because the dust has kind of mushroom or bacteria who can give you very severe problem to your lungs. Then just a tip.
Okay. Clean the bird shit. Do it properly. I mean, has anybody ever adopted a bird? Thank you. These are very important. I mean, are there any birds in Boston? Are you a bird watcher?
There's a couple.
Yeah.
No, there's pigeons and crows and the like. Yeah.
Have you ever adopted one?
No.
Have you ever hatched one?
I have hatched an egg myself that I had laid. Yeah,
How
it's
did you do it?
I laid it and then I sat on it for a few months. My job didn't like it. No.
Wow. Okay. Talkaoke is friendly to people and non-people and hybrid creatures. Okay. Great. What does it take to bring up a young chick? What does it take to bring up a good egg? Good egg is this expression, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah?
no, I was just laughing at a good egg.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thank you. So, what does it take to be a good egg parent? Have you ever brought up an egg? Yeah.
I've not my period at the moment.
Okay, so currently off period, yes. Yes, have you ever
I
brought
think
up an egg?
basically warmth. That's the only thing it needs, I guess. Warmth.
Warmth?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, warmth. What about kindness? I mean, what are you teaching the bird? Yes, go on.
Maybe
Dan.
warmth and love.
Love, yeah. I mean, is giving egg love just waste of time? Can you feel love through shells? Yeah, Mike, I'll come to you.
As they say for the plants, if you tell kind words to the plants, it grows faster. I think it's the same for the eggs and for babies.
Has that happened to you? Are you kind to your plants? Do you have any plants?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I only give them water. I didn't try to give them love. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I mean, should Danilo give his plants some love? What's the consensus on the table? Yeah?
Definitely. Give him love.
Yeah, give him love, yeah.
And like you just said that they would grow faster with certain music. What music?
Yeah. What's the best music?
I don't know about music, but the one they like probably.
Okay, so you need to find out what plants like first and then play it to them. Mikey, do you...
Yeah, I've read something about this, so it must be true, that
Yeah.
if you play music or if you talk to plants, they do grow better. I don't know about eggs. Potentially, yes.
Exactly. Hey, I walked into this. It was just there. It was
Yeah.
spread open.
But yeah, it has been shown. I think there's different types of music have different effects as well, but it's definitely been scientifically proven that plants prefer certain types of music. I think classical.
Classical.
Yeah.
Could you see the difference? Could you see like the difference in how the band grows just by what music it's hearing? And how would it look like?
I mean, would you need binoculars to see this level of detail, you know? I mean, we're talking about music, talking about should we be giving more love to eggs, to plants? What about the music? What kind of music? Have you got any thoughts, views? But we were talking about carbon fiber bikes before and trams. People's fear of trams. Not even the trams. It's the rails, right?
The rails.
Yeah. And we can combine those subjects in some ways. I don't quite know how.
And I've forgotten what I was going to say now. What were we talking about? We're talking about plants. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've got a rule now that if I put water in my coffee machine, I water the plants as well at the same time. And that works very well, actually. It comes from a meme with like the guy from Raft of Medusa, which is a famous painting. You probably know this painting, Raft of the Medusa.
It looks good.
It's I think it's by Jericho. But anyway, there's this meme of like the guy that's dying of thirst, and it's like, this is what your plants look at you when you put water in your coffee machine. So since that meme, every time I put water in my coffee machine, I water all the plants at the same time.
Okay, welcome to Talkaoke. We're talking about watering plants. Do you have any plants?
But I am not so good in English.
That's okay. What languages do you speak?
French or Italian or I don't know.
Uh,
A little bit.
Arrivederci is goodbye.
Arrivederci.
So I'm not going to say that just. Molti grazie, welcome. French, maybe we can do some translation. My French is dwindling. But anyway, welcome. My name is Margaret. What is your name?
My name is Domenico.
Domenico. We've got you, we've got Pierre, we've got Brent, we've got Harrier, we've had Lucas, but he's gone now. We've got Danilo, and we've got Emily, and we've got Mike, and this is Talkaoke. We've got your friend over there in Cheap Seats, just doing some documentation. Right now, we're talking about plants. You know, growing plants and watering the plants. There's some drinks over there, so help yourself. And yes, and the memes. Are memes a good way of learning new skills? Are memes a good source of knowledge you learned from the meme that you should water your plants? Yes, that's what we learned, yes?
Well, it's just a good, because actually the rhythm is the same, depending obviously on what coffee machine
is the
you've got.
dancer.
I've got like a Breville VC125F, which is, it's got a 2 litre tank. So by the time I get through 2 litres of that, it's time to water the plants. So the rhythm is the same.
Yes, okay. So, I mean, who here waters plants? Who drinks coffee? We talked about, I mean, I'm just going to do a quick recap, because here we are, yeah? Yeah? Say it in French, yeah.
Ouais. En fait, chacun amène un sujet autour de la table, s'il veut, comme il veut, ou il répond à un sujet qui est lancé. Et il y a eu plusieurs sujets qui ont été traversés, qui est comment se comporte le Belge de manière générale dans la rue par rapport au regard direct et tout. Puis on a parlé de est-ce que c'est censé à Bruxelles ou même autre part, en tant que cycliste par rapport aux voitures et tout le bazar. Puis à un moment donné, ça a été par rapport au fait de...
C'est un peu condition de la vie, comment ça circule sur Bruxelles et tout. C'est ça?
Pas que ça, quoi. Il y a d'autres sujets. Par exemple, il y a eu un sujet qui était un pigeon qui a pondu sur un balcon. Est-ce que quelqu'un a déjà adopté un oiseau? Et ensuite, on parle de nos plantes. Est-ce que les plantes aiment la musique? Quelle musique? Est-ce qu'elles poussent plus vite? Est-ce qu'on aime les... Et puis, qui aime le café et tout ça. Mais si tu as un sujet que tu aimerais parler et connaître la vie des gens, bah, tu balances ce sujet, quoi.
So there you go, there we are. Any subjects pique your interest? Are you interested in any of these subjects?
Yeah, but I see you have too much. En fait, il y a plein de choses qui passent dans la tête maintenant, je sais pas. En fait, j'adore les animaux et tout ça, j'ai un chien compagnie, quoi. Ici, je vois que les gens ils s'occupent beaucoup pour les chiens et tout ça. Ils sont beaucoup attachés que dans mon pays, par exemple. Ça me fait mal parce qu'on voit des chiens qui l'abandonnent dans les rues, des trucs comme ça.
Okay, so you like animals?
Yeah.
Shem, the dog, is mentioned. Gets a shout out. We've got yeah.
C'est in Italy? Albany.
Albany.
Dog in the Balkans.
Okay.
There is a lot of stray dog in the Balkans, from Albania to Romania, from Serbia to Moldova. You have a lot of bunch of dog who are abandoned, and I think they do a lot of policy to
Par exemple, quand il y a les animaux abandonnés, qu'ils les prennent et ils font attention des animaux et tout ça, tu vois.
Okay, so there's a lot of abandoned animals in the Balkans. I mean, are there any abandoned things in Belgium? I mean, is it dogs? Is it cats? Is it bicycles? Is it tram parts?
Well, things to, I mean, I just know that Lucas found about 30 pairs of water wings.
Water wings?
Water wings, yeah.
What is a water wing?
A water wing, it's like these little things that children wear, like a blow up
These
cuff.
sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, he found these have been abandoned on the street.
Okay, so what is the weirdest thing you found on the street? What's the weirdest thing that you found on the street? Was it a cat? Was it a dog? Was it a water wing? Which apparently...
What's the French for water wing?
Yeah, what's the French for these kind of like puffed... Huh? Canal. No, you know those things they put on your... When you're a child, you're learning how to swim. What's that called? What's it called?
Oh, I don't know, swimmies. Like
Swimmies?
when you're learning how to swim, the puffy.
The puppies. Yeah.
No.
I mean, okay, so that was what Lucas found. He's outside, so it could be a lie. We don't know. Have you found anything? Is it true? It's true? Okay. What's the weirdest thing that you found on the street? Are you looking on the street to find some unusual objects, Emily? Do you find good art on the streets?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah? Not your art, just other art.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so maybe some art. That's place to find it. Yeah. What do you find something nice on the street?
Yeah, but in Belgium there is a tradition to put stuff gratis, gratuit.
Yeah, gratuit.
And
yeah.
so when we were students with my friend, we just went to the street and we were like searching for free stuff. And one time he found a brand new electrical teeth brush.
Okay, unused. Oh, a little
No,
used.
maybe like once.
Yeah, but
Like
that's okay.
it's like new.
Okay, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Okay, here's a question. Talking about things found on the street, you, as a student, you found an electric toothbrush. Maybe it was used once or twice before. But is it a crime? Is it okay? Is it still okay to use a toothbrush that you found on the street?
If it's electric, you can change the top. Just clean it. It's fine. You know.
And if you don't change it, that's still okay?
I mean, I will judge you, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, you live in Boston though, so it's okay. Maybe the distance will pad it out a bit. Is it okay to use a toothbrush found on the street? Come on, Brent.
I wouldn't use toothbrushes on the street, but
What would you use?
I think I would need some advice on how to be cleaning it. But if I wouldn't be sure that it would be clean, then for sure. But I think I won't ask my dentist. They would say no, but they also want me to use electric. It's,
No, that's French. Oh yeah.
there's this.
Okay. Thank you very much. See you on the next Talkaoke.
For me, there's like a dilemma between just having like the normal toothbrush,
Yeah.
but my dentist always wants me to use electric.
Do
But
they? Okay.
yeah, they always say that you have to, but I'm not sure that if you use the one from the street that it's better or not.
Okay, is using dental equipment from the street better? Are our dentists always tell us the best thing using electrical toothbrush? Is brushing teeth even good? Full stop. Mikey?
I would say yes, 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 and yes.
Great.
I would use an electric toothbrush found on the street. In fact, I'm looking for one actively now because my electric toothbrush
Right.
died.
Can you change the head as it was suggested?
I think that most of the
Is it
toothbrushes
bigger?
are the Oral-B type. And I've got like 4 heads just waiting. 4 heads just waiting for... You can get like a Philips as well. I think they
Okay.
do one that's slightly different head.
Oh, it's like a little pulsating one. Is
Yeah,
that what
but most of them are Oral-B, I think.
Okay, so Oral-B, just big up Oral-B for oral hygiene. Other brands available. Also, what is the best way? Do you brush your teeth?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you use electrical toothbrush or manual? Manual. Is it better than the electrical one? Come and join us for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds.
I gotta go.
Where are you going? Are you going to the dentist?
No.
Oh well then. Okay, give us your name. Just give us your name. Andrea, welcome.
From Italy.
From Italy. Oh. Tintarella di Luna. Yeah, absolutely. The man knows. If you know, you know. But anyway, here we are talking about toothbrushes. You had something to say then?
Yeah, maybe unpopular opinion,
Go
but
for it.
you should brush your teeth, but it should not become an obsession. Some people they brush their teeth. They have a electric toothbrush. Then they have fancy teeth, cord strings. Then they have a fancy mouthwash. Then they take a napkin and they finish their teeth. And then they put some mask on their teeth before going to sleep. Like, you should just maybe buy a brush your teeth with a manual one.
Yeah,
and it's
just,
okay.
just don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good point. I mean, is using all these different contraptions like having a carbon fiber bicycle, is it a little bit unnecessary?
I agree to not be obsessive or extreme in any kind of field. For teeth, okay, we can develop obsession for it, but I think that to put a mask or something when you sleep, it's not an obsession. It's a really
self-defense.
A problem because you can how to say it? You can shred some part of your teeth during the night because you're moving, and after you really damage your teeth. And the problem is it's not refunded back by the mutual, then you have to pay the full price. But it was the case if you have really a problem every night. I think you have one, no?
Do you have a gum guard or like, what's it called, like the shield?
I don't have whatever this mask is, but I do need a night guard. But I recently chewed through my nice night guard from my orthodontist, and I'm using crappy ones you can buy at the store. It really
So maybe it's
suck.
not ideal.
So that is a good investment. That is one good thing to invest in if you grind your teeth at night.
Okay, so grinding your teeth is not refunded by the doctor, so maybe it's not that bad. Mikey, how is your oral hygiene in general?
Bad, poor.
Poor.
But I wanted to say what's revolutionised it is coconut oil.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, swishing with coconut oil is actually, I found, much more pleasant than brushing your teeth. It's actually quite fun.
Okay, so flushing with the coconut oil, but also I just want to ask, isn't eating up your own teeth just part of life? I mean, should we be fighting this kind of, you're talking about obsession of dental care, but is this kind of decomposition of our own bodies part of our lives? So are we working too hard to prevent a normal human decay?
It totally depends. There's some normal amount, but I've been grinding my teeth since I've had teeth, and I don't want to lose them.
Okay.
It's a problem.
Okay, so it's a problem. But what about this kind of, like, is everybody okay, like, decomposing? Is everybody happily decomposing? Are there things that you want to slow down? Also, yeah?
I think it depends the culture, because I've noticed that, for example, I don't know in UK, but I know that in US, what happened to me never gonna happen in US, because teeth need to be straight. They put some device, orthodontic bracelet, and when I was to see my orthodontist, he said to me, "Okay, we're gonna take off your wise teeth." I've taken off, and after he said, "Okay,
you're cured.
You can put some bracelets with all device during the night with some elastic and all apparel for maybe 3-4 years, or when you smile, you have a nice smile. Okay, maybe there it's a bit crooked and not, but it can pass, and you don't gonna have some problem with your teeth." And I've said, okay, I prefer to stay like that than to have a device.
Okay, so don't improve. In America, it's not optional. Welcome to new person at the Talkaoke table. We've got Emma, we've got Danilo, we've got Harrio coming back, we've got Brent, we've got Pierre, and we've got Jill. My name is Margaret, this is Talkaoke. What is your name?
I'm Barbara.
Barbara, welcome. Talking about oral hygiene. This is where we are at. Talking about in America, strict rules. You have to have straight teeth. In Belgium, a bit of decomposition and a bit of like wonky teeth is okay. It's much more acceptable. Is oral hygiene an obsession? Where is a healthy kind of line? Is it like, yes, Mikey?
I think it's a bit like the architecture. Like the architecture in America is very straight and neat, whereas the architecture here in Brussels is much more wonky and decayed. So it's the teeth follow the architecture, I would say.
Okay, is this true? I mean, Harry, you lived in America. I don't know, maybe you were really little, right? I mean, is the architecture reflecting people's dentistry? Is that your observation or not?
I do know that my parents invested a lot of money in America on my teeth. And everything is straight. So in America, everything is straight roads and 90-degree angles, and here it is much more chaotic. And all the little houses have their own architecture, and there's no large developments. I don't know how that reflects on Belgian teeth. Let me look around here.
Yeah.
Can everyone smile?
Anyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Belgian actually.
Okay, it's British teeth.
Yeah, Belgian Flemish. That's pretty. Yeah. Okay.
How's your assessment? It's going okay so far?
I think it's going okay, but I don't see any correlation yet on the walking. No.
Interesting. Okay, so what is a correlation between architect? Like, what is the architecture corresponding to? Is it a reflection of a character of a nation, of a city? Is there any links? We're talking about the things they can find on the street. Could be art, could be electrical toothbrush. You used one. You're still here with us.
It was my friend.
Oh, that was a friend.
It was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And it was
yeah.
it was like a brand new box. It was in the box.
Yeah, but we established it could have been used once.
Yeah, maybe.
You took the risk. Your friend, sorry, your friend
Yeah,
took the
my
risk.
friend.
Yeah, exactly. Friend, yes, friend, yes, friend.
I think that the absurdity of architecture also reflects on the people living in Belgium.
That is not my beer. Yeah,
That's
carry on.
actually mine.
Yeah, I was just checking.
Yeah, thanks for checking.
No problem.
It's still there, thanks. So I think that we as Belgians, we have some absurd architecture. With
Yeah, like give me an example, a really absurd one.
Well, we have what?
Atomium?
The atomium, but that stands alone, and it's more or less like it fits the surrounding. But then you also have like this 50s warehouse next to a 2010 new flat building next to a 3 meter wide, very small one window apartment building, or like a house.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of different and weird combinations of buildings, but that's how we like them.
Okay, so you like it a little bit strange. I mean, what is your favorite weird building in Brussels? Do you have favorite weird buildings? Yeah? Emily, do you as somebody with a kind of artistic sensibility, are you bothered by the fact that these buildings are a little bit higgledy-piggledy, a bit kind of, yeah, is that okay for us? Is it inspirational, or is it just lame? And I'll come to you, Barbara.
I have one, but I don't know its name. It's like
Oh.
in Stockholm, I think, neighborhood.
Stockholm neighborhood, anybody familiar with it?
It's
Describe it a
very...
bit.
Wait, not Art Deco. It's
Art
very
Deco,
Art Deco. Yeah.
Okay. In a good way, or
In
kind
a
of
good way. In a
questionable?
good way. Very cool. Like a palace of a villain.
Okay, so Art Deco, big fans of Art Deco. And Barbara, architecture, what's your favorite weird building in Brussels?
I don't have a favorite building, but what I want to say is I feel like this country, because it's not so old, they're like in their experimentation phase, and they're kind of like, okay, let's just put this building here to see what it does to our personality. And then they go to phases, and depending on the people's character of each region, some part of their personality comes out, and
Give
then
us a final thought before you go. So
and then that reflects into their environment. So I feel like they're into their experimentation era until they go somewhere else.
Okay, so Belgium is in its experimental area, rebellion phase. Maybe they're still experimenting with different buildings. You guys are going. We've got this rule on Talkaoke. I mean, it's not a hard rule. No one's going to shoot you if you don't obey. But it's nice to hear your final thoughts before you go. So it could be about anything that we talked about. Anything that you're gonna go and do, anything, any final thoughts?
This was really cool. Thank you for organizing this. Big applause.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Thank you very much.
Final thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Emily, final thought?
I love this table, and I love that it matches your wig.
Thank you very much. It's a little bit of a... grab one of our cards as well. We may be back. And if we're not back, the Nerd Lab is here or in Kent.
Is this the last one in Brussels?
Some people are... Yeah, we're here for the next 3 hours, and then we will be in London. So if you're in London, come and join us. But thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for your final thoughts. My wig got a shout out, which is nice. I'm in my experimental phase. Is anybody here in the experimental phase? Are you fully formed people now? Mikey?
I've always been in an experimental phase. I'm
Will it ever
51.
end?
I hope not. No, I'm just 51.
Right.
I hope not, but I do think there is a connection between the sort of character and the architecture and the teeth, because I don't really like the American teeth, I've got to say. So they're just too big and monumental, and maybe the architecture's like that as well. There's a building in Boston which is I think the Massachusetts Central Bank, and it's like huge.
It's a massive
It's
tooth.
huge. It's like a giant tooth, like a 28-story tooth just next to the station. Yeah, it's got two. I quite like the legs, but they are a bit like two legs of a tooth because it sits on two legs, giant legs.
Can you ever, we're talking about this parallel between a city and dentistry. Can you gentrify a city? Can you gentrify a smile?
I think it's really depends your socioeconomic level because some people don't have healthcare insurance and they don't have good teeth. Then at that moment where they live, maybe look their teeth also.
Okay, so maybe your socioeconomic. Come and join us. Do you have teeth? Do you have any teeth? Obviously no. Obviously not paying his mutualité, and yeah, what can I tell you? Okay, I mean, can teeth be kind of like a creative choice, an artistic choice, personality choice? I mean, do we want to talk about this link between how we present and the cities that we live in? Talk about gentrification, talking about being in an experimental phase. We talk about carbon bicycles. We talked about ornithology a bit, like bird watching. Talking about fingers, yes.
Oh, aren't your fingernails and your teeth like made out of the same substance?
Oh, any experts, Mikey?
Teeth substance? Like
Yeah.
your
Keratin?
fingernails and teeth, are they the same substance? Oh no, it's your hair and teeth.
Yeah.
Your hair and fingernails. Sorry.
Okay, we can talk about where do we get our knowledge from? Is it from the memes? Is this good enough? Is this, yeah. Where'd you get your knowledge from, Lucas? About teeth and...
Oh,
everything,
definitely the
everything?
internet. Definitely the internet. Yeah, for sure.
Is it a good place to get knowledge?
True. I like these places that put like research papers into like oh yeah, these are all the links to the research paper, and I never look at it. I never am like.
You just believe.
Yeah, I'm like they put the links there, so.
That's got to be legit.
It gotta be true. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody here checks the sources? I mean, have you ever put any knowledge into the internet, hoping no one will check, or just yeah?
Yeah, I do. Mostly,
blog?
I don't have a blog now. But when there's something like that's like a situation that you could see from two sides, I mostly go to search for left and right-leaning media to see how they both report, to see what's the middle.
And what's the current chat between left and right media? What are the kind of key things that they disagree or agree on? Or maybe they agree on something, I don't know. I'm assuming they don't, but they might, I don't know.
Well, they're agreeing that it has to be better, but they have to disagree about how they get forward. And I think most of the media now is like pointed towards the United States. Like, is Trump still alive? Is he dead?
Ah, yeah, right. I mean,
Yeah.
he's still alive? Okay. Okay, so is the US president still alive? That's the big news. I mean, where'd you get your knowledge? Have you ever put any knowledge on the internet? If you're president of the United States, I mean, what news do you read? If you are, do you read news? And are teeth and nails made of the same stuff? These are just some of the subjects on the table, but we can take it in any direction. Bob, where do you want to take this? Any of these subjects, or none of them, interest you? Where can we take this?
I was thinking on what you were saying on the political spectrums on both sides and how little space there is for conversation for the middle, but also because there's no real interest or appreciation for each other's point of view.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe there's no appreciation of different points of views. There's always kind of polarized views.
But I also think this left-right sides thing is a little bit problematic as well because, like, there's just one spectrum, and it's just assumed that a left-wing person means that they will support the social care, they will support this, they will support that, and then. It's very linear then, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, what about up and down?
Up and
What
down,
about,
yeah.
Could we be
I mean,
using
it's
different
starting to,
terminology?
like in Germany, they've got like two left parties. One is pro-immigration and one is anti-immigration.
Is that too confusing?
It's just, I think the problem is that what we've been sold, it comes from the French Revolution, is that we all just agree with everything where we are on this left-right spectrum. But that actually is failing to work anymore.
Okay, I mean, should we reinvent the sides? Left, right, you said up and down. Yes?
Talking about the French Revolution,
Yeah,
I think we inherited democracy as we know it now from the French Revolution, but it's not really what democracy used to be. And what am I gonna do? Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear some notes from real books,
Yeah, for sure.
not just memes.
I read a book once.
Yeah, well,
Was it made? Yeah. Thank you.
gotta appreciate.
Yeah. The book was about how democracy used to go in, like the antics in Athens, in Venice, and how it was like all pure like picking a number from a box, and that was the person, one of the 20 people in charge. That went now from you already have this
Aristotelian?
Thank you. That word. Aristocracy, and you just have to choose your character from that group that already was
It's like
chosen
choose
for
your own
you.
adventure, choose your own character. A bit larpy, isn't it?
I don't really need to know who my politicians are. I don't even need to know their names. Today, I want them to make decisions as I would, or as the people would, rather than that I would have to know their names and be. Yeah.
Thank you.
They're like all characters. It's like all drama. It's like their image, imago. Like I think Trump is like doing so well now because it's his craft. It's like his skill that he's really good at. It's just like presenting a story and an image. But I want my politicians to be boring.
Okay, so let's make politics more boring. Is this what? Yeah, thank you, Mike. You've got sound effects for this. I mean, is it really essential to know who the politician is personally? And do we ever know if they're performing a bit anyway? And yeah, is democracy just something that we understand anymore? Has French Revolution just like messed it all up for everyone? What else? Yeah, what was French Revolution good for anyway? Clearly not that good for politics. Yeah, go on.
I do need to give a shout out to the Iroquois because that is what the US Constitution is based off of. We need to decentralize ourselves from Greece and Rome a little bit, so just mentioning them a little. Yeah.
Okay, a big up. I mean, what is the use of decentralization?
More perspectives instead of just sticking to our original colonizers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so spread out the perspectives. Just Mikey.
Well, I just wanted to make a similar point actually, because you mentioned, Brent, the ancient Greece as where our democracy comes from, but a lot of it does actually come from Native American philosophy. If there's a book just over there called Debt, the First 5,000 Years by someone called David Graeber. He's written another book that I've read, but I've forgotten the title of it. But it was all about the origins of different ways of organising society. And what he was saying is that North Americans felt great pity for the French when they came to what is now Quebec, because they were like, you've got no freedom. So that planted a seed in France, which actually gave rise in the end to the French Revolution. The question of liberty came from the North Americans, and the interaction between the French soldiers and the North Americans. And there's a number of books written. One of them is called, I think, Conversations with the Savage, which is a bit of a racist title, but that was very influential in pre-revolutionary France, and that idea of liberty didn't come from Greece, it came from North America.
Okay, so idea of liberty. Is anybody here feeling free? Yeah?
I do.
Yeah? Is there a state of mind? Are there kind of signs that you're free?
I think I can only speak from where I was raised, how I was raised, and that gives you a lot of that's where you come from, and that's where you're starting from. And from my point of view, I can go in the directions that I want. I know that is not something everybody is experiencing, but my sense is that I am a free person.
Okay, so it's kind of how you were brought up, and also, just acknowledging that.
Getting chances is very important. I
Yeah.
guess. And I think I got those. Yeah.
Thanks, Brent. Yes, are you free?
I do feel very free, and also want to express a bit of gratitude towards the French, like my only bit of gratitude towards the French, is the idea that they brought with the guillotines and just eat the rich, cut off all the heads. I think we can learn from that, and maybe there's some of freedom in that, of freedom of oppressors. And I think, me personally, I don't feel oppressed. Um, Definitely also to do with who I am, like how I grew up and stuff like that. Except for the only thing of the maybe the capitalist system, like, and that's kind of like where I'm like, like, it feels like, and I'm wondering if I'm connecting oppression to fear. Yeah.
Is oppression connected to fear? Is capitalism just this invisible oppression canvas? Not canvas, it would be like more like a cling film, isn't it? It's more like kind of, yes.
Yeah, for sure. But I wanted to say, like, maybe not in the ancient times, but some centuries ago, it was easier to find people or targets to whom to blame the guilt towards. And now it's become this abstract sensation of fear that rules our lives. And it's like, okay, where do you redirect the rage, or where do you redirect the blame? What do you do with yourself with these feelings that are expensive but have no target?
So maybe back in the day when you knew who your kind of selected kind of person was, you could direct your fear and your problems towards them. And these days, it's just, as you say, it's more diffused. It's not possible to pinpoint where to kind of take that fear, even where the fear comes from. You're kind of stuck in a limbo. What do you think?
I guess the person that represents me would not be the person that listens to what I need, but just listens to what that person needs in his life. And then I need just enough people doing the same thing in one body, so that it would be like an average of just Belgians. So I don't need them to listen to me. I just want them to be a representation of who we are, and also I am as a Belgian.
What about complaining to a named individual? You know, if you're not happy with somebody, like, is it important to know who to kind of go and complain to? It's like, well, you know, I can't really complain because it's the majority, the average Belgians chose someone in charge. I don't know, I'm just like thinking about it. But welcome, Rose, you came back. What's the word on the street? Are people on the street generally looking free, would you say?
I think so, especially in Belgium compared to a lot of other countries. I would say we are not free from our own consciousness, if that makes sense.
Okay, interference from AI, yes.
Yeah.
So Belgians are free, but you're saying that depends
Yes.
on different countries?
Yes.
What are the kind of other examples of maybe less freedom out there in the world?
It would be most of the third world countries, Iran, where I'm from, Pakistan, Gaza right now, currently, probably. I would say people aren't free. Yeah.
Okay, so freedom kind of depends on the perspective, and as you say, in other countries, it's a very stark, experience of lack of freedom. Yes, go on.
So I'm going to be a bit of devil's advocate here, but some people would consider us not being free because we're still restricted to lots of regulations and stuff like that. We're not free to start a business immediately. We would have to register it completely, have taxes paid on it and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's a definition of free. And with this, I'm going to actually leave because I'm going to go home. I'm going to drop the bombshell here.
Okay, Devil. Okay, give us a final thought then. I mean, are you, how do you feel about freedom? Are you free? Are the regulations kind of oppressing you? Is it capitalism that oppresses you? Are you oppressed?
No, I don't feel oppressed. I do understand I'm in a weird position of having moved to this country and being accepted to it. I am more eager and accepting of paying taxes and participating in the society that this country has provided me and welcomed me into.
Okay.
Yeah. And last words, thank you very much for this discussion.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. And welcome to Anjou. Anjou.
I'm gonna go too, but before I want to talk a bit about the freedom. I think that in Belgium we can quite have the opportunity for those who has to find their jail, their frame where they want to live in and be free in that frame. But I think it's also cultivating freedom of others. And when I see how it's functioning for migrants in Europe, it's the same than the States. They come by boat, there they come by train. And if you are not cultivating that freedom of choice, that people can go where they want, fuck the borders.
Okay, fuck the borders. Thank you very much. So you're talking about almost like in the Western world, people choosing their jail. We've got freedom to choose which oppression we are oppressed by. I mean, which oppression are you oppressed by? Which one have you chosen?
But I'm living in a frame made by borders in Belgium, in Brussels. I'm living in a sector. Then it's all society laws that I decide to submit. And also, if I find a work, there is a contract, there is a frame. I choose that frame. I'm not totally free to do whatever passes by my mind, but I agree to accept a frame, and I find my freedom of choice to find the frame and travel in that frame because I find my happiness or my agreement in that frame. But it's not an absolute freedom, and I think about the others' freedom who have not that choice and want to come in a country where they think that people feel free and more free, and maybe they are, but our countries in Europe are not able at the moment to find a way to host all those people who call for more freedom and a secure place where to live.
Okay, so thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. Is denying freedom to others, there's the freedom, how we feel it, and also is kind of excluding other people from participating in freedom on their terms. Lucas, and then I'll get your final thoughts as well. Oh, both going?
Yeah.
Both go? Okay, I'll get your final thoughts as well. Thank you, Pierre.
Yeah. I'm thinking of like this quote is like my freedom goes as far as like my freedom to swing my arms goes as far as like where your nose is.
Ah, okay.
Like I love that quote because it's like like you can do whatever like the fuck you want, but like as soon as you start impacting other people, then as a society it's like it's the responsibility of like being part of like, okay, we're all in this together and like trying to figure it out together. But then indeed like the question is like we're choosing these frames and regulations or laws, and I find that the most interesting one is like the ones that we are actively choosing versus like, okay, like I'm signing this contract. Some people don't actively read it and they sign it versus like there's you just get born in this place and you grow up and you like learn kind of sometimes what the rules are or not. So that's kind of like how much of the choice do we have of like what is the impact that I have on others and like who else is like making that choice of like my behavior is right or wrong.
And how often do people think about it as well? Is it a recent concept? My freedom is as, my free. What did you say? My freedom ends when your nose starts.
My
nose is.
My freedom to swing my arms goes as far as like your nose ends.
When your nose ends.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Lucas. What about your freedom? I mean, have you ever considered proximity of your arms and somebody else's nose?
I have, yes.
Recently, tonight.
I am from Boston. No.
Say no more.
I feel like sometimes talking about freedom is a bit similar to talking about trauma, where there's big trauma and smaller trauma, and everyone's kind of got some, except maybe a few weirdos, a few lucky weirdos. But at the same time, also trauma is trauma. So even though there's like big, huge, horrible loss of freedoms in a lot of places right now, there is still also, it's still worth talking about some other normal losses of freedom that we're all kind of used to and tell ourselves is, oh no, we're still very free. What are you talking about?
So people are maybe a little bit, normalizing and also in denial. But also, there are pockets of freedom we can enjoy as well. It's not a bad thing. And any final thoughts before you go? It doesn't have to be about freedom. It doesn't have to be about anything deep. It could be something completely shallow. It doesn't have to be about dentistry either. You'll be relieved to know. Any final thoughts?
I think that Talkaoke deserves to be in every neighborhood as a social, artsy tool of interaction and meeting between people.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you can make that happen. So yeah, chat to the people. They can make that possible. But thank you so much for coming. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts?
Yeah.
I still really like your wig. Yeah.
Yay! Wig of the week. Thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of the evening. Really good to see you. And yeah, we will let you know. You'll get an email in your inbox in a month. If Talkaoke is coming back.
Some people say we are not free until everybody is free.
Right, and what do you say?
I mean, I sort of agree that we benefit from a huge amount of freedom, but there's people in the world that don't benefit from much freedom at all. But I'm wondering if our freedom is dependent on their unfreedom.
Okay, this is interesting.
Or, is it possible for everyone to be free and us to enjoy the lifestyle that we've become accustomed to?
So is our freedom conditional on the fact that other people won't be free? Is this how it works? I mean, is it possible to live in a world of full equilibrium where everyone's free? Is it utopia? Can we blame it on the French Revolution like we have a lot of things tonight? How important is that as a question as well? Lucas.
I'm wondering of like this idea of like freedom, like in the sense of consent. Like I can say yes to something, and a lot of the frameworks and structures are like about informed consent or like being aware of what risks you're partaking or being able to say yes and no. And I sometimes feel a bit like in these conversations like a child. Not necessarily like in not necessarily I'm a toddler or an infant, but like a child in the sense of like I maybe don't have any idea what I'm talking about. So like I don't know what is good for me. Like I'm the people who are making up the rules. Like I'm still somewhere in that area of like they're my daddy and mommy, and they're like supposed to take care of me. And like they're supposed to know, and they're supposed to like do the right decisions.
Best interest at heart, okay.
Yeah. And then I'm like, how much of the responsibility as like an adult do I have to take? Like how much do I have to know about like my impact and the choices that I make? Like that's kind of like sometimes a feeling I have.
And you're talking on a scale of like the government, the country, the people who kind of uphold the rules, not in kind of individual interactions. You're talking about, Belgian state is actually kind of like mummy and daddy, right?
Yeah.
I quite like that. I don't know where this is going, but I quite like it. At what point, thank you, at what point do we emancipate ourselves from the mum and dad of the national mum and dad? What do you think about this? Yeah.
I have none.
Oh well.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, but.
We may have to put you in a museum.
Like it's your fault or not.
My fault of knowing things that I should not know, and vice versa, not knowing things that I should know.
No, my joke was somewhere else, but I kind of lost track.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I
we'll
lost
come
her.
back to that later. Don't worry.
No, but to answer your previous question that I also don't know anymore what the question actually was, I do know my answer.
That's great. Don't know the question, but I know the answer. I love that.
And that is that I kind of agree that you can only know or you can only feel like you have responsibility about somebody else's freedom if you know about it and you can change something about it. I can't really say anything about the birds in your birdhouse if I don't have any rights in opening the cage.
You don't have the right binoculars either.
Oof, back to the birds. That was really a...
Well, I didn't bring it back to birds.
That was my fault.
I mean,
sorry,
okay,
it's always somewhere in my head.
Is the bird kingdom a bit more together? I mean, are kind of birds, are they kind of going there thinking, am I emancipated enough? Do I know what my bird leader is saying? Do you even think that way?
I think there's this interesting thought experiment about why is it okay to have a dog and put it in your house, but it's not okay to no, yeah, not okay. Sorry, no, it's like the thing between cats and dogs. If a cat goes outside and you see the cat of the neighbors walk by, then you say, okay, that's the cat of the neighbors. But if you see the same thing about the dog, then it's like, oh no, I should say something to the neighbors because their dog is on the loose. So I think
because the dogs are kind of considered more dangerous, maybe, or something like this.
yeah, but if it's a Labrador or something, or like
Labradoodle.
Labradoodles,
They can't
don't
even be-
break my
Yeah.
Labradoodles. So yeah, I think the freedom, in a way, we already think about certain types of species or animals or just like living forms as what their start freedom stage is, and for cats it's a bigger freedom than for dogs.
Okay, so cats are more free.
Yeah.
I guess that's what we can kind of encapsulate.
Yeah, and I think like for animals we have like a stage for every animal. And of course
Is it the same
that
for humans? Not to be like crass about it.
well
but, you know.
in practice there is, because some people are less like, we find it more normal for a Chinese person to not go out of China their whole life, but European that is not traveling, there's something wrong with that one. You know what I mean? So or not.
Well, do people know what this means? I mean, is there such thing? No. But I think it's a good point. There's like several points. One is okay. Can we learn something from the animal kingdom? Also, you know, the kind of the migration of the concept of freedom, and also like, I don't know, civic duty as well. You were talking about the state as a mom and dad. Have we ever grown up? Are we grown up as citizens? Is it okay to travel around? Is it expected of the Europeans to move around? Maybe others shouldn't move around as much.
Well, it's so interesting. Like when you say like moving around, who's allowed to move around or not?
Exactly.
Bringing back to the cat and the dog, and I'm like, you have like you brought up like the dog is not allowed because like it's more a dangerous thing.
Apart from Labradoodle, I made that
Apart from
distinction.
Labrador. So, like I'm going the other direction. I feel like dogs are stupider than cats and like less self-preservation. Like where they're like, I feel like if I see a dog in the street, I'm like, this dog is just gonna get under a car. Like that's the idea I have. Like with a cat, I'm like,
It'll probably be okay. It won't fall into the tram rails. It's more clever than that, even though it's got small paws.
yeah, I feel it's more of like a like we have more of like this. Okay, we're like making this area safe for the dog in our home. Like we have it on the leash because if we don't, it will do something stupid. Well, like
Are we
sometimes.
the same? Is that what you're saying? Like humans, are we like this? Are we treated like the decision makers in countries? Hello, do you live in a country? Do you live in a country? What's your favorite country?
Country?
Yeah.
My country?
Any country. What's your favorite?
Algeria.
Algeria. Big up Algeria. Come on in. Come and join us. I don't speak Algerian, but French. Some people speak French. Yeah. No. Okay. Say hello in. How do I say hello in Algerian? Hello. Welcome to Talkaoke. How do I say hello in Algerian?
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
Ça va?
Ça va?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bikhair.
Becher? No.
Bikhair.
Becher. Okay. Sorry, just mixing up my languages there. Well, thank you so much. What's your name?
Kader.
Kader.
Abdelkader.
Abdelkader, welcome. And thank you for stopping by really randomly. But come and join us. You can listen as well. We're talking about, are we just treated like... Thank you. Take care. Are we being treated like stupid dogs by our decision makers? Are some countries a bit, represent different animals, Mikey?
Well, a dog doesn't really get to decide on the rules that it's kept by. It doesn't decide. A dog doesn't decide to live indoors in someone's flat and just to get let out every so often on a lead. I think that would be a sad life. But I think we've got similar issues because we don't really decide on our rules that we have to obey either. It'd be nice. I'm thinking there's two ways around that. Maybe people could kind of tick the boxes of the rules they want to actually abide to, and the ones that also that potentially protect them or don't protect them, and then you could just have like a tick box exercise of which rules you're going to agree to. Like, I think most people would say, yeah, murder is wrong, assault is wrong, drugs.
Pepper is okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, maybe we should all get to choose which rules we want to abide by.
And what happens after you ticked the boxes you wanted to tick?
Yeah.
Then what happens after that?
Do you get to live in a kind of a government, like a local area that ruled by
It's just that chaos. If everyone chooses their own rules, it would
Okay.
be chaotic, I think.
Is it going to be chaos? I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
We already have rules that we are supposed to obey to, and we don't. People don't, we don't. So imagine if you had to tick the boxes, would still either you wouldn't tick the boxes, or you do and you're not honest about it. It would be the same situation again, just more chaotic. I think.
Okay. So we already have rules that we say we want to obey, but we don't. What's your favorite rule to disobey? Mikey, what's your favorite rule to disobey?
Definitely the drugs rules, because
Yeah.
I think that in a way it is really against liberty that you can't decide what you want to put into your own body. Surely that should be your decision. If there's any sovereignty over your own body, then you should be able to decide which drugs you would like to consume.
Okay, what's your favorite drug to consume?
Probably magic mushrooms.
Magic mushrooms?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, is there a petition going, or is that...
Sorry, wrong button.
That's the Brussels sound effect
Yeah.
you've got there, right? Okay, so that's your favorite. So drugs is your favorite rule to disobey. Rose, do you have your favorite rule that you enjoy disobeying?
I use my phone while riding my bike, I think, and that's the...
Right, okay.
It's not okay, but...
It's not okay, but it's nice.
Okay, but yeah, I have to. So.
Why do you do it? Is it just for the directions? Or is it, do you watch films? Like, what do you do?
No, it's directions, because I'm directionless. And also...
Aren't we all, in some way?
With good luck, yes. Yeah, with good luck.
Okay, so go on.
So what you could do is you could have a tick box. If you tick, yes, I want that to be a rule, and then you can't use your phone while you're cycling. But if you don't tick it, you can use your phone. But if somebody hits you, they've got no responsibility.
Oh, I like that. I mean,
so it's kind of depends on the consequences change depending on what boxes you've ticked.
Okay, are we? Do we consider the consequences? So, if you tick the box, actually, I want to be able to use my phone while cycling. Then, if you get hit because you were on your phone, then there's no compensation. You happy with that?
But now it's the same.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I don't know,
think
is
it
it?
is. If you crash and you're on your phone, and then the police, for example, comes, the person who hit you is gonna be like, you were on your phone. So.
Okay, congratulations, Mikey. You just rehashed an existing rule.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you get hit in any way, if the driver is on their phone, then
it doesn't matter because you tick for the freedom of that driver to be on the phone.
Exactly, yeah. So that's what the risk you're taking. But do you want to? I don't know. Where I would. I might just. I think. I'm not sure whether I would tick the phone box or not.
Okay.
That's
But we are finding out about people's favorite rules to disobey. Lucas, what's yours? Is it phone or drugs related?
Crossing streets, crossing a red light, like walking or biking. I feel like there's like the
what is
walking and biking.
I mean, if you're an intelligent person, surely you're gonna try to cross on the red light in a way that you won't get hit, unless obviously you tick the box and
Yeah, and I don't judge people who do it. I'm like,
Maybe a bit.
No.
Come on, be honest with us.
Not at all. I'm like, go for it.
Listen, I'm Catholic, so this is very good information for me. Like, how do you rid yourself of judgment?
Ooh.
What's your tip? Yeah. You can
Barbara is an expert.
All right.
How do you get rid of shame and judgment? And that's why she's here on the table right now.
Yeah,
it was also
the divine intervention.
Divine intervention. Thank you very much.
So Barbara, right now we're talking about. Thank you. We're talking about what's your favorite rule to disobey. Mikey likes the rule about. Well, you like disobeying the rule about not taking drugs. You like drugs. Some drugs more than others. Rose definitely is a text direction looker on the phone whilst cycling. So not allowed, but she does it anyway. Lucas, crossing on the red light. That's your favourite. You get kicks out of that. Amazing. What is your favourite rule to disobey? And how do you become less judgmental? Asking for a Catholic friend.
I think there is no such a thing as guilty pleasures. I feel that that's profoundly.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
That's profoundly Christian. So why would you find guilt in something that you're enjoying? Like, why are you punishing yourself? Who is making punish yourself?
What's your money on? Why do people punish themselves?
Because they do not allow themselves to enjoy, or because the external expectations have shaped their opinions, which is once again why we live in fear.
Okay, so guilty pleasures and fear are more connected than you think. Is there such thing as guilty pleasure? And also, what's your favorite rule to disobey?
I was waiting for that to come
Okay,
from you.
yeah. Great, take it away.
There was no way I wouldn't answer.
It's okay for me either way. Yes.
I would be drunk cycling for sure.
Drunk cycling.
Yeah.
What's the worst thing that happened when you were?
It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's
I
not
mean,
a problem.
Yeah,
Apparently,
but
it's not a problem.
there's like a
Then
gradient in
everybody's doing it, you know?
there's a gradient in how it's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's less not okay than it would be with a car. So if I would choose, then I would be a bike, because there's less options of killing somebody else.
Wait, so what is your favorite rule to disobey? Drink cycling.
Drunk cycling. Yeah.
Drug cycling.
Drunk
Oh,
cycling.
okay. Right.
So it's not necessarily that I want to go drunk cycling. It's just that
You enjoy it when you do.
No,
It's a guilty pleasure.
It's just going to somewhere and have a drink and then having to get back home and then deciding to do it with the bike because, I mean, yes, it's also pleasurous.
Yeah. Especially when you're cycling to church, then it's like double pleasure maybe. I don't
Cycling to church, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Is that how the shame happens in church? You get drunk?
Only the priest gets drunk.
I don't know who gets to be drunk in a church. Should that be changed? Have you ever gotten drunk in? Have you ever been to church?
Oh yeah, I was like one of the, I don't know the English word, like
The priest?
No, not that level. No. Junior priest. The junior priest. Yeah.
Right.
And I did, like.
You can be honest with us. This is a safe circle.
I know. It's just like you said, the Catholic guilt. It's a thing, but I did drink like the leftover wine.
Okay, was it good? What flavor was it?
No, from the bottles, like the.
Okay, renegade wine drinking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mikey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have been to church. You got a little bit tipsy, maybe in the church.
I was a child, like
Yeah. Drunk children.
Underage drinking.
I mean.
I can't do that anymore. It's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, you're overeating now?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't do that. I mean, what would be the most kind of transgressive place for you to get drunk in if it's not church anymore? Is it about getting drunk? Like, is getting drunk transgressive anymore? In a car?
In the car, it is definitely. It is the one of the big problems is it's actually quite fun to drive when you're drunk.
When you're drunk?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but it should. I'm not saying it should be done. I'm just saying that
it's not an endorsement. It's just an observation.
Yeah, but that's, I'm sure. I think that. I mean, back in the day, I think maybe in France it's still the case.
Up to that.
That it's so they're like, oh, as long as you don't get caught, it's kind of okay.
Okay.
But I don't think it's okay to drive drunk.
But it is fun.
It is fun, yeah.
Okay, so.
Make of that what you will.
Okay, so what's the most transgressive place to get drunk in? Is it the car? Is it the funeral? Is it the church? Yes?
I definitely understand the fun part of it in the sense of, like, for me, drunk biking as a young adult, I had a curfew, so I had to be very efficient with my alcoholism.
Right. It teaches you rules. Come and join us. Have you ever been drunk? Have you ever been drunk? Come on in. I'm just going to ask this person. Welcome to Talkaoke. My name is Margaret. We've got Rose. We've got Mikey. We've got Lucas. We've got Brent. We've got Bob. What's your name?
Vince.
Vince, welcome. Right now we're talking about what are the transgressive things that people do. Apparently getting drunk in a church is quite transgressive, but it's only fun when you're a child and you're an altar boy, so it's very specific conditions. We also talked about getting drunk at a funeral as well, but we started talking about getting drunk in a funeral. Have you ever gotten drunk?
Yes. Yes.
Was it fun?
Yeah, more often than not. Very.
Yeah, it's more fun. Right, okay. What's the weirdest place that you got drunk in or at?
Oh, by definition, I can't remember, right?
Yeah, right. If you can remember, you weren't there. Okay, you can take a moment to think about it. There's more drinks over there. I'm not encouraging you to get drunk, but you can. The drinks are there. Lucas, you were talking about, as a child, experimenting with alcohol. Your time was very kind of curfewed, right? Like, very limited. We talked about liberties as well.
Yeah, and then the fun part was about, like, on the bike, driving back home, and, like, having it as, like, this, how do you say it? Speed traveling. In the sense, like you don't remember anything anymore, so you're home.
Okay.
You're just like, you start somewhere, you have a flash of a tree somewhere, you have a flash of a ditch somewhere, and then you're home.
Yeah. And suddenly it's just, the time just concertinas into like one point and you made it. Okay, safe. Okay, so time travel whilst drunk. I mean, is being drunk transgressive anymore? This is my question to the young generation around the table. That's everyone.
I'm not drunk anymore. So I read. I'm gonna throw the. I read a study on, but that may not be fully true. But that the new generations are, or the new generation is the first one that doesn't drink as much as the previous ones, like completely at all. Like even teenagers do not find drinking exciting, which is insane because if you don't drink when you're a teenager, when are you gonna drink? You know?
That's also. Is getting drunk as an 80-year-old as fun as 18-year-old? It's just a question.
That's also like where there's maybe now so much like anxiety and like social fear and things like that, because drinking like just gets rid of that. You just get confident. You're just like, oh, everyone is my friend. Like whomever is in the bathroom, we're just besties now. And now like maybe indeed like the stigma or like the judgment on being drunk and alcoholism and like the problems that it brings, it does also bring good things. It brings people confidence. It brings social interaction, and by getting rid of the child and the bad water, we also like are losing good things of the alcohol.
Okay, so are we thinking about the benefits of alcohol? I mean, should doctors be prescribing, I don't know, whiskey, beer? I don't know, what's your alcohol of choice? For anxiety, I mean, are we thinking about alternative solutions enough?
In the UK, they used to prescribe Guinness for pregnant women.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because some kind of belief about getting more iron.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but
iron is important.
I mean, I think alcohol is a very simple molecule and it's toxic to us. So I think we could probably come up with a better molecule to consume that maybe just had the good effects of drinking without the bad effects. I think we need to be doing more research. Some people are researching this.
Should we be doing this Talkaoke in some kind of a lab? Should we be doing it at Ghent University? Where should we be doing this? I mean, who can kind of advance the search for better solutions? Are we over alcohol? Are there better molecules? I mean, what's your favorite molecule? Do you have? I mean, are you a scientist by any chance?
No, I'm a journalist.
Okay, journalist. Okay. I mean, how do journalists let go? Is there journalists anxious people?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I'm very anxious. I mean, is anyone in this world anxiety free, or is it just something? What's the word in the journalistic world?
To be anxiety free. No, I was just thinking about your earlier comment about transgression and what's transgressive nowadays, and I think it's we define that for ourselves, don't we? I'm not sure society has a, whether you can. Yeah, I read an account of a young poet in Paris last night who's Australian, and she went to a bar which was super transgressive. There were people naked, having showers together, and it was supposed to be this crazy time, and she writes about how she was really bored and just went went to Cannes Saint-Martin with a boyfriend and, you know, passed the night and was almost disappointed by the archetypal vision of transgression. We're going to go somewhere really exciting and illicit and amazing, and she was after something else, and maybe for her transgression meant something else, you know.
Okay, so this is really interesting because, like, where do we look to find out what are the parameters of transgression? Is it just really look to your own heart, find your own transgression? Can we rely on transgressive bars to set, you know, the frame of what is transgressive, or is it just boring? People having shower, like everything's permitted now. This man's got something to say. Have you ever been to this? Do you know what bar is?
No, I've never been. I don't know. It sounds kind of interesting.
I like taking showers, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, maybe she wasn't in the right mood that particular night. Do you know what I mean? But you know, it does depend on the mood you're in to enjoy something like that or not. I do think, maybe people need to think harder about what they would like to transgress. You know, I sort of feel like, in the free world that we live in, it's quite hard to be, to challenge what the rules are, because we can do so many things that we.
I mean, if it's not transgression, then what is it? Like, what is going to be our kind of equivalent of transgression now? If everything is now allowed, then what?
No, not everything's allowed, but it's like things like, you know, like we don't like the neo-Nazis or the racists. They're definitely not allowed in many ways. I don't particularly want to join them, but they are transgressing some of them, and you know, there's a growing number of people doing that. But I'm not on that side. You know, I think challenging the politics is still transgressive, like challenging the power structures.
Okay, so challenging power structure is transgressive. You're taking a card. That's not transgressive. Can you be more transgressive? What's the most transgressive thing you've done recently?
Oh, good. I'll think about that on the way home.
Okay, please think about that. Thank you for joining us, and the conversation continues. So, I mean, is transgression just getting a bit more straight? Thank you, anonymous person.
I think being, 45-ish-year-old white male and not getting the voice to speak. I think that's now the new hot thing. I think it's connected as well to like being more neo-Nazi and racist. It's like we're all talking about like, okay, giving voice to, which is also like a problematic statement. Like we're like, there's getting like a lot of like rules and laws and regulations about like diversity and bringing people, and I think that's somewhere I was listening to somebody talking about like, the patriarchy is fucking everyone up, also men, but men have to deal by themselves with it, in the sense of like, you are kind of like part of the problem, so you have to fix yourself. You're kind of like alone in that. Like there's no support groups. There are. But it's kind of like this idea of like, you're the problem, so you should fix it.
Yeah, just go and stand in the corner. We'll just get on with the rest of our lives. You're the problem. You sort it out. But there's no kind of structure to help somebody crawl out of patriarchy. Okay, is diversity including white males?
I mean, I just want to go back to the previous point on transgression. I think like listening to Nazis or listening to racists is quite transgressive, but I think it's kind of important to do that, to find out what, and it probably relates to also more the male identity, because it does tend to be men that are in these groups, not exclusively, but I think probably listening in general might be transgressive if you're listening to people's opinions you don't agree with, or you could find them even offensive or disgusting.
I mean, have you ever spoken to somebody that you completely opposed? There's one of the questions, but you had your hand up as well, Brian. Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
You don't have to answer that question. Remember that, it's Talkaoke. Answer any question you want.
Okay, well, I was gonna reply to what you were saying too, that we always have like this thing going for the underdog and really want to
Back
root
to
for
dogs and cats then.
back to the yeah there's always some animal in my mind, but we're going for the the man underdog. It like the underdog in society has always been like minority people that are now getting more and more traction, which makes the underdog of nowadays the people that were in the majority then. So I think now, like, the rooting for the underdog is now suddenly going back to conservatism, which has been, I think that's like the first time in a long time that's like Western society has gone in that direction. But maybe it's the result of going in the right direction that the underdog suddenly changed the position. And now people need to start rooting for something else than the underdog, but that's a really hard thing to do because we've always done that.
So are we just caught in this kind of dynamic of always want to be the Uber dog? The top dog, yeah, the alpha dog. Is it just a question of who you are and how easy it is to become that the alpha dog, the Labradoodle? Yeah.
I mean, I don't think white men
Or do we
are.
need to
I
change
don't
it
think
as
they
well?
are the underdog even now. But at the same time, I think probably they're lacking tools in, you know, they're lacking tools to deal with the changing world, which they need. And maybe that's a reason for this conservatism.
Okay, so roots of conservatism, is it a fact? I mean, do they need tools to deal with it? Like, who is to say? I mean, maybe you're wrong. Maybe your point of view is wrong. Maybe, you know, why do we need to fix the white men? Why? In any order. Anyone?
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting that for the first time in a very long time, when you speak to white heterosexual men, they come up as offended, as like, yeah, but now there is no place for me. But now my opinions are not respected. And now I had a friend, which I'm not friends with anymore, that
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. He would get mad because women around him would point out that, like, he would get mad that strong, empowered women were around him, and this is something he would literally said. That I had my feuds with strong, independent women, and I don't like. And it's like, bro, do you wanna understand what's going on? And it's like, this person is able of critical thinking. This person is willing to have a conversation, but at the same time, because of the treatment that he has received, that is also a consequence of years of history. Now in this moment, he's not capable of engaging in conversation because he feels left out, which I think is very interesting, but it's also like, okay, but isn't it your turn to, engage in that conversation?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I have to correct myself earlier. Like, it's more about having the feeling of being the underdog than actually being the underdog in the white male. Like,
Being an underdog is not a feeling; it's a real experience. That's what you're saying.
The people think they are the underdog, but they are not. But that's why they're rooting for themselves.
So is it about kind of like reappropriating different terms and kind of like, you know, there was a book somewhere there, or here's somebody mentioned a book. Maybe yesterday. Maybe I shouldn't bring it in. Yeah, you read a book once, right?
I've read lots of books, yeah, but I was talking about the book about anarchism by David Graeber that's just around this corner. There's one called Debt the 5,000 Years, but there's another one called The History of the World or something like that.
Okay.
And
but what about this kind of like just changing the definition of you know, who's the underdog and who says that rule? What is an underdog? Is a white man an underdog now or not? What about dealing? You know, and you mentioned about you know, being almost having this lineage of in history of being a person who puts their point across. They don't have to deal with conflict because they always are the top dog.
Yeah, well, I mean, going back
to realize that they need to realize that.
To ancient Greece. In ancient Greece, if you were like a man that was not a slave, then everyone listened to your opinion. If you were a woman, if you were a slave, Nobody listened to you. So
And the rules were clear.
that was clear. Yeah. But I guess these days probably less people listen to Greek men. I don't know, but some Greek men do get listened to. Like that guy Yanis Varoufakis. People listen to him. He's got a whole massive number of followers on YouTube.
Yeah, German government likes listening to him. Okay, so where do we want to take this conversation? Talking about, have times have changed? Are we listening to Greek men enough? Not enough? Is it about listening to men? Yeah, go on.
I'm thinking about like the complexity of society in the sense of like it is not really easy to. Am I a victim? Like.
Is this a genuine question?
It's like it's not easy to understand like when you're being a victim, like when maybe your livelihood is being threatened. Yes, that's a word. When your livelihood is being threatened or not, because it's nobody's throwing rocks at me or like nobody is like.
At what point are you allowed to feel threatened?
Yeah, like I'm all packed in a train or like in a tram. Like that's like if like somebody was pushing me before, like maybe ages ago, that would be a threat. But now like it's a fucking tram. Like everyone is pushing each other. So like the physical things are not threats anymore, but they are happening to me. And then maybe like what are actually threats to my livelihood? Like what?
Are they invisible or are they physical? You're saying the physical stuff is no longer as threatening.
Like maybe I won't make money anymore and then I'll die. Like, but then like how do I make money? Like now just like these are the threats of like how do I take care of myself? And then that's now so complex that I'm like thinking like maybe before like in the ancient Greek is like okay. Somebody is attacking me, like physically. Okay, he's the bad guy. I'm the victim. It's clear.
Yeah, but now maybe it's the goalposts have moved a little bit. Maybe it's not so clear when we are under threat. Somebody mentioned capitalism before. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Rose, grab the mic.
I feel like the feeling of being a victim, it's a feeling. So you can feel it. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what is your life situation. But I wanted to say something on the white male subject.
Yeah, go on, bring
it's been
it.
annoying me for the past. The thing that's wrong the most, they have too much audacity. Because I've had interactions with white male in parties, in the street, in anything, which every woman has had those, where they act really disrespectful towards you, and the moment you answer them back with showing a fuck sign, with shouting, whatever, the moment you become aggressive, they are like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay.
Like,
you're the problem suddenly.
Yeah, exactly. So, the audacity.
Okay, so audacity, do they have too much? What can we learn from white men?
Also, every time that the society goes too much to one side, after a few years, people become like tired or it becomes too much for them, so they go to the other side. And it's been going left for the past few years. So now everyone is a bit tired of it, or they think it's too much. So
is it
the
just
underdog changing? Maybe?
Okay, so underdog, is being an underdog actually a fashion statement? You know, is that something that kind of changes? People then just get fed up with it, then they turn into something more conservative. Also, how do you deal with situations where you're kind of like singled out as somebody doing something wrong, but actually is even your fault? And yeah, any tips on how to deal with white men? I'll come to you, Mike, in just 1 second. Bob, grab the mic.
I was just going to say that I think that also happens because of the lack of community around people. So not only because no one chooses generally to isolate themselves, but also a lot of the times that people end up in conservatory environments is because they are in need of a community, and then the communities who are more conservative kind of abduct people, and then they put them into a bubble of think. But at the same time, if I'm being very critic about it, I can say the same thing about the left ones, in the sense of, okay, maybe I feel alone and I find in this artistic space my bubble and I want to advocate for these rights. The difference normally is that, well, some of them respect human rights, and the other ones not so much, or they are pushing some kind of supremacy over other groups, whereas artistic space are normally more democratic, but with an undertone of we are the cool people, which I find interesting, because then it's like if you're not part of that, then you're relegated to other spaces where you are perceived exteriorly as cool.
Okay, so these days, 2025, Brussels, but the world, who are the most cool group? I'm just curious, like who are the real cool cats? So just going with this animal, so I hope you don't mind.
K-pop stars? I'm imagining.
Pop stars?
K-pop.
K-pop,
Yeah.
specifically K-pop. Explain.
I feel like they're just on top of the world right now. Like they get like great animation shows. They just I feel like they are the new rock stars. Like they get young, like the young children. Like they're like so much like attractive on like social media, on internet. It's like again like this like full on like I can like be creative, expressive. I can be myself. Like my teenage angst, I can just express it and sing it out. And it's like South Korea. Mostly, or like Japan and South Korea. But then it's like such a worldwide phenomenon while being such small countries. So I'm thinking they are.
Maybe that's something there. So it's a very small country producing K-pop. Somehow that seems to be like the coolest thing. And they're the coolest people, according to Lucas. So it doesn't have to be factually correct, but that's Talkaoke. Nothing has to be correct factually. Yes, Brent, who are the coolest group?
I think now the coolest people are the ones that seem to have no doubt, and people are generally attracted by somebody that's really can come forward as somebody that knows everything or knows how to do stuff.
So confidence is cool.
Confidence was the word.
Or is it audacity?
Oh, audacity, yeah. Is there a difference? Okay.
Where is the difference?
Okay. People who are confident are cool. I mean, can you? I mean, is it just a feeling? Could you be anyone? Could you be a K-pop fan and embody these things? Could you be just an ordinary guy living in Brussels? I mean, you know, how can you tell?
You mean like in combination with
Is
confidence?
it a subculture? Like, can you tell? Like with K-pop fans, I guess you can maybe tell by the music they listen to, or maybe the way they look, and maybe Lucas can give us more kind of detail on how to tell a K-pop person. But what about a confident person? Welcome. Are you a confident person? You confidently walked in here. Are you a confident person?
Of course.
Welcome.
Of course.
Welcome. What's your name?
Louis.
Louis, welcome. We've got Rosie, we've got Mikey, we've got Lucas, we've got Bob, we've got Brent. My name is Margot. We've got this person here.
Marnix.
This is Marnix. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't. Anyway, right now we're talking about who are the most cool people in the world. K-pop, people who are confident. Who is the coolest person?
I
And
would
drinks
say
over there as well.
Greta Thunberg.
She's cool.
I really like Greta Thunberg. Yeah.
But is she
she
cool?
knows what she wants to change in the world, and she just goes on and does it. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, sure, she comes from a privileged Swedish middle class background, but she just gets on and does it. I mean, I was really impressed with this whole being part of the flotilla. I'm sure there's much more important people that are doing more work, but because she's like a celebrity, it becomes around her, but she uses that really well.
Okay, so Greta Thunberg, she is quite cool. Does she listen to K-pop? Do we know? What does she listen to?
I don't know.
Is that something we can find out on the internet? Or?
Probably. I can
Okay.
I can look it up.
Yeah? Yeah, no, I mean, no worries. Yes, Bob. Who is cool? Do you agree with?
Are people cool only when they have principles?
Okay, so suddenly in 2025, having principles is cool, but not too many principles. So you kind of have to strike the balance, right? Hello and welcome to Talkaoke, talking about what makes people cool. Apparently Greta Thunberg is cool because she just gets shit done. You didn't say shit, but I'm saying it, but that's okay, I hope. We've got Marnix, we've got Louis, we've got Brent, we've got Bob, we've got Lucas. That hasn't changed. She listens to K-pop. Amazing. Amazing. That's good. That really proves I'm a point here on Talkaoke. We've got Mikey, we've got Rose, and Margot. What's your name?
I'm Loreen.
Irene? Lorraine, welcome. And right now, I mean, we started some time ago when we have been talking, we cycled through a lot of subjects, and actually bicycles was one of the subjects. We talked about what is transgressive these days, is anything, is going to a bar where people take naked showers, is transgressive. Apparently in Paris, it's not that transgressive anymore. Then we talked about what is cool. Then we talk about what is cool, who is cool, is it the confidence, is it the K-pop, is it being Greta Thunberg, is that cool? What else did we talk about? There was loads of stuff. We talked about the white men. Yeah, go on. What else did we talk about? Birding. Like birds. Yeah, birds and binoculars. You have to have really good binoculars, and that sets you apart from just like a bunch of amateurs, really. Right? Then we talked about what is the most controversial thing you found on the street. Somebody found a toothbrush and they used it. Yeah, I know, electric as well. And they could have changed the head, but they didn't. They used it anyway. We talked about, is there an obvious link? We think yes, between the architecture of Brussels and quality of people's teeth here. Yeah, it's just like stuff like that. But the way Talkaoke works is it's entirely up to you to decide on the subject of the conversation. Are you coming from the outside world? What's the word on the street? You can maybe tell us.
I'd quite like to hear what people think of who's the coolest person. Do you want another drink?
I would like another drink because I've made a big mistake of eating peanuts whilst talking. Never do that when you work with your voice. Just anything, any drink. Non-alcoholic will be preferred. So, Mikey, you personally want to find out who other people consider cool. Rose, who is cool?
I would say kind people and authentic people. So authenticity is cool.
Authenticity?
Yeah.
What about audacity?
No, I was gonna answer you on because he asked what's the difference between confidence and audacity, and I feel like audacity is more towards people or related to other people. If you have audacity to talk or do something to other people, and confidence is more self.
Okay, so maybe audacity.
Yeah.
Right, so audacity is more kind of performed or directed at other people, whereas confidence is just
self.
Yeah, it's
confidence.
Just,
yeah.
Right. Okay, so kindness and authenticity.
Yes.
How do you know? So a lot of tongue twisters, but who? I mean, is there anyone that you know that embodies those characteristics?
I have friends that are that way. That I would say they're cool, but I'm also gonna add that not everyone is born that way. So maybe you weren't authentic or cool at one stage in your life, and then you become that way by experiencing more and more. Okay, we're talking about what makes people cool. You look pretty cool to me, but are you feeling cool? That's another thing, is the feeling as well. Welcome, this is Talkaoke, it's a pop-up talk show. Grab a drink. There's some drinks over there. We've got Mikey, we've got Rose, we've got Lorraine, we've got Marnix, we've got Louis, Brent, Lucas, and I'm Margot. What's your name? Miriam, welcome. And we've got Barbara over there, and the person that you came with, so I hope you know who. Nicola, welcome. So right now we're talking about what makes people cool. It's authenticity and it's kindness, it's the confidence. K-pop. If you listen to K-pop, if you're a K-pop celebrity, you are automatically really, really cool. If you like birds, right? If you're a bird person, that makes you extremely cool.
Birders are the best.
Birders.
It's like Pokemon Go, but with real animals.
With real animals. Okay, I like that. It's kind of reverse psychology. Welcome. I'm Margot. What's your name? I know your name.
You already said it. I'm Nicola.
Nicola, welcome. And yeah, just have a think about what makes you cool. I'm just curious. You mentioned Greta Thunberg. She's really cool because she believes in something. Yeah, she comes from a privileged background, but she just gets shit done, and that's quite impressive. Okay, what makes people cool?
Being silly.
Being silly? Yeah. Explain.
I think people who can be silly and authentic are very cool in general because they express themselves from the core of who they are. And I think silliness is also... It shows that you don't take yourself too seriously. And I think that's a nice thing. That makes you cool if you don't take yourself too seriously.
Okay, not taking yourself too seriously makes you cool. I mean, is this true? What does it mean? Like, at what point are we taking ourselves too seriously or not seriously enough? What's the barometer? What is the kind of an example of not taking yourself too seriously in a kind of good way? But also, yeah, what makes people cool? So, are you a silly person?
I think so.
Okay, great. Fantastic. What makes people cool, Nicola?
I don't know what kind of definition of coolness you
What we're
were
going
talking
by.
about.
We don't have one actually. Maybe that's where we should
probably
start.
because
really.
I think like I think like you're talking about the coolness of being really fun, being this kind of, but I would call coolness rather cold.
Okay.
So not fancy in that sense, but rather and then can make people fancy or can make attractive definitely, but it's a kind of a coolness of that feeling of superiority about others, and it's not. I mean, it's not something I really would love to strive for. I think like I'm more fancy of people who are weak.
Oh, okay.
Or open, or questioning themselves, or doubting, or things like that. I find that cool as well, kind of, but I wouldn't call it cool.
Yeah. So you just kind of like you deconstructed the meaning of cool. Is it about a sense of superiority by doing something that maybe others don't do, and actually maybe being uncool but cool? But not cool, is people being soft, failing, making mistakes, being silly. Maybe that's the real definition of cool. I mean, should cool as a word be rebranded? Is that really just going for a wrong term there?
It's kind of like cold-blooded is what you're kind of saying. Something that's a bit cold-blooded. Like, I guess our stars are often cold-blooded because they're
stars, like as in celebrities?
Celebrities, yeah. They're cold-blooded because they have to be to get to those high places.
Okay, so do you have to be cold-blooded to get to top of your game or top of the celebrity status? I mean, where do you want to take this? I mean, what do you think about this definition of superiority, or like this feeling of superiority? Is there something exclusive about it? Why do people go for it? Do you go for this yourself?
For example, I'm not really sure if a person who I would call trustworthy, if I would call it also cool.
Okay.
Or a person who I would call caring, if I would call it cool. I'm not sure.
Okay, what's your hesitation then? Is it lack of authenticity? Like
I find it good if someone is caring, but if I would tag it cool, no.
Yeah, you're kind of diminishing the...
Exactly, so I'm not sure if the coolness is really the thing I would strive for.
Okay, right. And we've been talking about underdogs as well. I mean, I'm not gonna like go into much detail about that, but we're talking like who is the underdog these days, and actually being an underdog, maybe that's the cool, well, a desired quality or desired thing. I suppose quality. I don't quite know. But what do people think about this? I mean, have you ever felt superior? Is it okay to feel superior at any point when you're like morally righteous? Is anybody here morally righteous? Asking for a friend. Yeah, you've got an opinion, Bob?
I think absolutely everything in life is power dynamics. And then it's a matter of knowing, like, it's a matter of how much you're aware of you exerting those power dynamics onto people or not, or deciding not to.
Where are you in the power dynamics typically? Is there like a typical place that you occupy as a human being? In power dynamics, what are you drawn to? What's your natural place? Is there such a thing?
I do a lot of interviews, so I accidentally, or maybe not so much accidentally, but I like to be very present with the people that are around me, and therefore sometimes redirect conversations to what their truth is, which is very interesting because I don't know what the truth is, but at some point, if you are pushing them in certain direction, they become more sincere. And I think that's what's interesting about being able to being aware of those power dynamics.
So are you the orchestrator of power dynamics? Are you the one who kind of sets it up? Go on.
I find it also interesting if you can take in power dynamics or in certain situations, if you can take different positions, right? Sometimes you might feel like you want to stand your ground and you have an opinion, you have something to say. And then I find it also very powerful if people that are often in power can actually step back and then maybe be silly or don't take themselves too seriously and can actually, take a moment to step back and listen to others. So I find that actually an interesting quality to have, that you can change position.
I mean, how easy is it to kind of relinquish your own position and your own power? Like, have you ever been in a position? Is it easy for you to kind of switch the dynamics or let go of your power or be silly in public? Is it an easy thing to do, just in general?
I don't think it's an easy thing to do, but I would say it's something that I would strive for. That that I can indeed change roles. Let's say.
Okay, changing.
The stage.
Yeah. Okay, so having freedom and feel empowered to change your role in the room, on the stage,
Yeah, there's different types of power. There's like a creative power, there's an inclusive power. As you're saying, the power of helping other people can be quite powerful as well and add to your power.
Yeah.
There's a soft power, there's a hard power, there's a violent power, there's all sorts of different powers. I think some can even contradict each other. So when you're talking about power dynamics, it's a very complex word, complex world, I should say. So, yeah, there's different tools in the box when it comes to power. But I think power generally is a good thing, and we need to give more people more power.
Okay, well, great. I think that kind of sums up we resolve the world's problems. Yes, Brent. Thank you, Mikey.
I think I would give power as a definition, the ability to be able to change something. And then it just depends on what you do with it. To actually use the power or not is to actually change. I think change is almost, I think it's interlocated with the word power. You can't have power if you wouldn't be able to change anything.
Okay, do you have power?
I have the power to keep this microphone or to change it to another direction. So yes.
Okay, I thought it was an accident on the road, but it was just our sound effect. Okay, so it's power. Yes, Manix.
Yeah, don't you always have power? I have to think of Nelson Mandela when he was in jail. There's this anecdote about him.
Yeah, go on.
Even when he was incarcerated and the guards told him something to do, go outside, turn around, whatever, he always took like 2 or 3 seconds to take the command in and to make a decision about it. And I think that's an incredibly powerful thing to do. I'm thinking about myself. I don't feel powerful, but I think we have every individual might have much more power than he or she thinks. I think we're always in power, yeah. But I don't know. So it's a question.
So do we make that decision every day? Like, do we actually take time to think about how much power we have? And yeah, are we making decisions? Are we just being led by just the general kind of feeling, the vibe that you had your hand up? Yes?
Yeah, I was also thinking a bit about it because although I agree as well that we have an inherent personal power that's unique to oneself, I also do think that power can be a choice, but this choice can be made very difficult. As in the choice to be in power may be taken away by structures bigger than the individual, such as a society or a job or other people, other genders, other religions, and so forth and so on, which I think is taking away, like stripping the individual choice of power sometimes from individuals as well.
I mean, can we be reminded of the fact that we've got power? Like, what are the kind of good ways of reminding ourselves? You've got the 3 seconds to actually make a decision. Yeah, what is a good strategy? Yes, and then Lucas.
I'm actually wondering if that's not an illusion. Power.
Illusion.
If that's not, because I mean, an illusion that can be even powerful. Yeah, it can. Yes. I mean, the self-illusion kind of, but we are so bound into relations. We're so bound in kind of into I mean, even more and more are bound into relations, and kind of forces are acting on us and are stripping us into systems, into structures. So my thought actually started with, okay, we're talking about power, but it's actually kind of very individualized, how she was formulating it. The woman just left. I think she was beginning with the power, and I had the feeling, yeah, that's very an individualized taking power, taking a power position, but actually the actual power is very collective.
Okay.
You know, the actual power is an extremely collective thing. That is.
So maybe as an individual,
How to think about this collective power in relation to the illusion I have power myself.
Okay, so are we just deluded? Hello and welcome to Talkaoke. I'll introduce you shortly. Yes, Miriam, grab the mic.
But I also wondered about the relation of power and privilege.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you might have the personal power, let's say, in sort of certain situations, but then I also wonder in terms of change making, you know, I think it's very much related also to privilege, that we can actually make a decision, we can step back, we can take a moment to think before we use our power.
Okay, yeah, Lucas, and then...
I'm wondering how much like the privilege is like being the biggest group, like being the biggest group that is being thought of, because like being the biggest group usually is like you have the most power, you can do like the most things, but I'm like wondering now as well, like economically, like you're the most interesting group to reach, you are the most interesting group to get power from, like get money from and things like that. So in there I'm like connecting things of like privilege of like being a dominating group, a large group.
Okay, so power in large groups, how much does privilege have got to do with it? And also, is power just a mantra that we tell ourselves individually just to kind of get by, to live on, but actually real power is difficult because it involves large numbers of people and it's a collective effort. Meanwhile, welcome to Talkaoke. I'm Margot, what's your name?
I'm Kalas.
Kalas, nice to meet you. And you'll pick up the pieces. Right now we're talking about power, talking about, everything that these people said. But I promise you the mic, you can chime in whenever, just let me know.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something to that because this table is surrounded by mainly white people. And yet we're talking about privilege and power, which also feels very... Like we try to talk about like reaching people and providing them, you know, lending our privileges out to them as well. But there's no one here at the table, I think, who could actually, at this point, truly benefit from it, except for maybe women and queer people at this point. But yeah, I think that there's also a hypocrisy in itself, us sitting here.
Okay, how do we dismantle this hypocrisy? Should we, like, how to kind of make an into it, or is it just a status?
I think that's a very hard thing to do, actually, because I'm a youth worker and I work in a youth center where we also try to reach people from vulnerable backgrounds, and it's a tough thing to actually get to them. We still haven't really quite figured it out, but we do reach them. And I think one of the things is to make them feel safe, feel like they actually can speak out and can be there and can exist without being harmed or oppressed or judged. And that's a really tough thing to do, because if you are in an inherently white space, you don't feel at home in a space where you don't resemble or you don't fit in, I think. Like it's other way around as well. If we were to go elsewhere where there's no white people, for example, you would also feel awkward and a bit out of place. And if it's a space filled with white people, it's the same. You will not really attract to people that aren't maybe similar or have the same privileges, because there is an inherent power dynamic in that, I think.
Okay, so back to power dynamic, and also what creates a safe space. Is it a safe space? Is about relatability of the people in the space as well. And welcome. Coming to Talkaoke, this is just a normal pop-up talk show in Brussels for one night only right now, but maybe soon more. I will do a quick swap with another host around the table, and also there's an invitation to people who are thinking maybe they'd like to have a go in the middle. You're welcome to it. Anyone, we can give you the power. You can be actually the host in the middle doesn't have that much power because they don't express their opinion. Before I go and switch with this random person, maybe I could introduce new people to the table. Thank you, Mikey. Hi, my name is Margot. What is your name?
Hi, I'm Chris. Nice to meet you.
Chris, welcome. What's your name?
I'm Doob.
Doob, welcome. And this is everyone else, but we'll do a proper round of names shortly. I will just jump out and welcome to the talk show. Grab a drink, grab a snack. There's some peanuts over here. And conversation continues. We're both in? Yes.
Okay, let's have a huge round of applause for Margot for hosting this conversation. We will, and I will repeat what Margot said. That we're really actively encouraging everyone else to have a go at this chit-chat format.
Yes, this is true. But anyway, I'm just going to jump out using my grace.
Beautiful.
Oh, Jesus.
Beautiful.
Not easy in tight jeans, but that's okay. We don't worry about that. Mikey, are you ready? Is your crop top ready?
Not really.
You can see a beautiful belly button there.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
That's all right.
That's okay, it's nothing compared to what's going on in Paris at the moment. Okay, right. Well, hang on, let me just, hang on. Oh, I'll run out of music. Okay, but anyway, let me just, let's see what's happened here. 1 second. Okay, right. That's better, right. So, we're going to keep the conversation going, so I'm just going to quickly get a round of names. I wasn't paying so much attention on the outside, but I have to in the middle, because that's just how it goes. My name's Mikey. Who have we got around the outside? What's your name?
Hi, I'm Margot.
I knew that one. And
Hi, I'm Kalas.
Kalas. And
I'm Nicolas.
Nicola.
Miriam.
Miriam.
Chris.
Chris. And
Du.
Yes.
Loreen.
Loreen. Louis and Brent. Yes, and I'm Mikey, and we've been talking a lot. I mean, let's have another round of applause for Margot. Been in this table for hours talking about loads of stuff, but the whole point is it's kind of up to you where you want to take this conversation. We can keep this power discussion going, we can take it in a different direction. It's kind of up to you. Has anyone got anywhere they want to take this conversation? Any thoughts, comments, observations, suggestions? Nicola?
Actually, we were talking about freedom when we walked down the road.
Yeah.
And it links amazingly into what we were discussing.
Yeah.
And we had a kind of a definition about freedom, which we were discussing because I had that with my almost 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
When we came up with the idea that freedom is when you are when you can play the whole spectrum of yourself,
right,
independently from the circumstances you're living in,
right.
And I'm wondering how that works with our discussion about power.
Okay, so what is the relationship between power and freedom? Do people feel free? We were asking it earlier on whether people felt free. You missed that, but you can watch the video later on our YouTube channel. We were talking about it later on, sorry, but I didn't mean to throw it so dismissively. But anyway, what do other people think? Is there a connection, freedom, power? Do people feel free? Louis, do you feel free?
Yes.
You thinking about it?
Yeah, because are you ever totally free? No, I don't think so.
What's holding you back? What's holding you back from feeling completely free?
What's holding you back? Yeah, there are like some things that you can say. No. Or do.
Is it in the mind? Is it the...
They are like we are also like strictly there are laws and things that you have to do.
Yeah. So it's obligation.
So you cannot do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not totally freedom, but you have like a really amount of freedom. But
free but not totally free. What is holding us back? Is it obligations, colours?
So is it also related to privilege as well? If you have to think if you're free or not, then that would also determine how privileged you are, the power you have.
Do you feel privileged?
Yeah, I feel privileged. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yes. I don't feel entirely free, but I feel privileged.
Yeah. Could you be more privileged?
Yes.
Okay. That's yeah.
No, I just think it's brilliant that you talk about freedom with your 15-year-old child. I think, or teenage daughter, you said. I think that's really brilliant because I've never had those conversations as a 15-year-old, and it's funny how now I'm a bit older than 15. That it's only now that I'm beginning to kind of have those conversations with myself and others, but really the time to be free and change things is when you're a young person. So yeah, I've got a niece, she's 17, get that right. And I feel like she used to be much more free as a child, even in the constraints of being a child. And I think just conforming to the rules kind of beat that out of her, and I feel just
so the freedom's been beaten out of her.
Yeah, freedom's been beaten out of her. I believe.
Interesting. So is freedom for the young more important, Lorraine?
I think I have a feeling because the childlike freedom is something I try to strive after a lot still.
Do you feel like the young people that you work with have it?
Yeah. for sure. But you can also start to see, because they're between 12 and 25, so it's a big age range, but you can kind of you can see when it goes away. And I feel like it has to do also with the conditioning that happens in society after at a certain age. Around puberty, maybe, I think, even when they start to become more self-aware, when they feel more insecure, and suddenly there's a lot of pressure on them to fit in, to perform, to, follow up things at school, and you can see it die down a bit.
Okay.
It's a bit sad.
So there's pressure to conform. Brent, did you have something to say there?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to answer the question, are you free? Because I think you can never say, like, this is the circumstance to which I would say, now I'm free. It's always comparing something to another situation, either this from another age or another person or another people from other states. I think it's a relative thing, and I think the question is always depending on who you ask it to and what the situation is. There is no way to know for sure if it's the true free. Free is not, it's a concept, it's not something you are or you are not.
Is it maybe more of a feeling than a
It's more like a feeling, yeah. There is nothing that you can check off to say like, oh yeah, you have this and this and this, that means you are free.
Sorry, wrong button, I meant to go. Anyway, we've got a new face over here, tell us your name. Charlotte. We have got Chris, we've got Dude, we've got Lauren, we've got Louis, we've got Brent, we've got Marnix, we've got Marco, we've got Callas, we've got Nicola, we have got Miriam. Yeah, I was getting there. And then Mikey, and at the moment, we're talking about freedom. Is it a feeling? Is it an absolute state? Is it a legal state? What is it? And is it beaten out of us when we're children, as it was for your niece, Margot?
No, but also, I think I just wonder how much clothing that we wear
is clothing restricting us?
No, because I know they were slamming down this club in Paris that somebody mentioned that they went there, they were looking for transgression. They saw a lot of naked people having a shower, and they were like, "Oh, that's so boring."
There was one Australian poet went to a Parisian nightclub and didn't find it interesting. It was a nightclub where people had showers together.
Yeah. I mean, sounds cool, but but I really do think, what about this kind of like back to nature? I'm not like advocating for naturism, although I think it's pretty cool. Because when I was a young person, I really wanted to wear the black boots, not DMs. I couldn't afford DMs, but the black boots. And my parents were like, "Oh God, like, can you stop wearing them?" And I think as a young person, I just spent too much time just trying to define my freedom and my rebellion by the clothes I wore. And that's complete red herring. It doesn't really actually matter.
Clothing, colour.
And just back to young people, what's up with the new generation turning into the far right?
Okay.
And what can be done? Because I just saw the statistics that the new, especially the boys now, are more misogynist than old men right now, which I thought couldn't be possible.
Yeah.
So, what can be done?
All right, so I will say, and you're new to this as well, Charlotte, that you can go in any direction you want to go with this conversation. It's kind of up to you. This kind of turning towards the right. I'm going to turn towards the left to pass this to you. Yeah.
I think freedom or freeness, I would love to change the word to emptiness and power to the energy.
Right.
I think it has many meaning. And it's also a fighting between the mind itself, thinking himself or herself in the context of other minds aware of that mind. So if I'm alone, the idea of freedom is different. If I'm not alone, the idea of freedom is maybe changes. And also with the relationship between a living mind and a not living mind. Let's say object for me or for my mind, it's not living. If I'm not a Buddhist, or maybe, let's say. But also there are many theories that every object has their own life. But if for object and me, in this relationship, the freedom works differently. The person and me, if I consider myself as a person, then freedom and these things comes to a different stage.
Oh, okay, well now,
altogether,
when you're surrounded by all these people, are you feeling free? Are you feeling...
Aware.
What's that?
I feel aware.
Aware. Okay, I'm gonna hit this button. That's for the energy. Energy, not power. Emptiness. not freedom. Yeah, yeah.
I think there are different kinds of freedoms. Thinking about emotional, the mind, freedom in the mind, and also the physical, the body, the freedom in the body. And of course, there is the freedom that is made by the connection of the mind, like a strong connection, mind-body, is another kind of freedom.
So that
I think
you've given
you
me
can
three or
navigate
four.
through them.
Yeah.
Pardon?
You've given me 3 or 4 already.
Yes.
Is there one that's more important than another, or are they all equally important?
They are equally important, actually, I think. Yeah. But I think it's very close to the awareness thing, because they are, you have emotional awareness, you have spiritual awareness, and physical awareness. Yeah.
Is there a particular type of freedom that we want to focus in on? Do we want to focus in on the emotional freedom, what was the other ones? The physical freedom, and there was others though, wasn't there? The relative freedom.
Physical mind.
Yeah.
Freedom in the mind.
Yeah.
The connection, body-mind.
Yeah. The connection between them. Yeah.
And I think the emotion is the one the most neglected, actually, and the most difficult one.
All right. Sure. Okay. So.
My experience.
Emotional freedom. Maybe we could focus on. I don't know. It's as I said. It's kind of up to you, Lorraine.
I would argue it's financial freedom.
Financial freedom. Okay.
Maybe because.
Yeah.
Also financial freedom.
Okay. Maybe you don't need money if you're feeling emotionally free.
But I would also relate it to movement. I mean, not only in terms of borders, but also thinking, moving between different cultures or bodies even, or religions, or, all sorts of conformities. I think everything that keeps us constrained, so any system that is kind of opposed to a child through school or to a person because it can't enter Europe. I mean, I think for me then it's also to kind of zoom out a bit, but I also totally agree then as humans or beings with a body, this kind of connection, or also this emptiness and the freedom in the body and in the mind and the emotions. But that's, then very zoomed in, let's say. Yeah. But I feel a person that is a prisoner in their own country would maybe find it difficult to feel emotionally. Of course, then you mentioned Gandhi. So I think there is and then
Nelson Mandela. Okay, Nicola, your turn.
Yeah, I just want to mention, I think, listening to you guys, I think freedom is extremely delicate and vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And delicate in the sense also that it has a lot of side effects if you consider it as your own thing, as you try to own it, the freedom.
Right.
It has a lot, I mean, that's a power that, again, kind of very much related to a power mechanism that's related to that. Kind of my own freedom might be very fast, the unfreedom of others. And how to navigate that, kind of to claim that. Well, I very much like your mentioning of awareness, about being this aware can make you free, but you can again kind of put yourself into a power position towards others. And how can we share a true freedom? Is that possible? Is that again kind of like with power? With the power situation, it's a collective thing, and freedom as well. It only can be really free if it's collective. Okay. At the same time, you're not alone in that. And I might,
So, can we share a true freedom? Maybe we can collectively, if we can get other people on board. Go on.
Imagine it were a form of freedom. A form of movement, like freedom is movement. And I was
are you talking about personal, physical movement, or
both?
The movement that Miriam was talking about across borders?
I think the moment that I start to create movement in my body, I share it in the space, and it will enter in the bodies of the other people. So that's a dance experience. But I also think that freedom lies in imagination, and maybe I will talk from my own experience. For a long time, I said okay, avoid the doctor by writing a poem each day. or something like that, you know, like, or start to, or like,
So in the UK, we
just
say,
like a metaphor a day, for example, you know.
Yeah.
And I had the feeling like I was creating a very healthy boundary between my living space and my imagination. Like I was, you know, it's hard to describe what imagination is, but I felt like a nice space.
You were kind of expanding your imaginative space.
My physical space as well. This was
And your
expanded.
physical space, yeah.
And yeah, that feels like freedom actually,
Yeah.
because you own your own mind and body, because you also write from your body. So.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Doesn't it feel like a rule then? Because if you write a poem a day to keep the doctor away, but doesn't it like become almost like an obsession or this mandatory thing you need to do every day in order to not fall ill? And isn't that itself a restriction on freedom? Although it is a creative process, which is freedom of choice, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering.
Okay, I mean, what I'm going to do, I'm going to park that question and just put it out to everybody, because you are talking about an imaginative freedom, which seems like, you know, we've identified lots of different types of freedom, and the great thing about Talkaoke is you can take it in whatever direction you want to take it in, and there's many places we can take it, but for me, I've got to say that imaginative freedom seems interesting, but it's up to you really where you want to go with this conversation. Do you feel imaginatively free? Does writing poetry or dance make you feel more free? I'll come to you in a second, Margaret.
I have a question. Where does the lack? It has to do with awareness. Like, where does the lack of freedom starts? If you're not aware that you're not free, are you not? Are you free? Are you not free?
Okay.
If you're not aware that you aren't free.
It comes back to what Nicola was saying about the illusion of freedom itself can be powerful.
So if you don't know, are you really not free then?
Okay. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Okay. Are we free if we don't? Okay. Yes.
For me, freedom is like this ever expanding like finish line that is always getting further and further away, because you have this moment in life, or just like now I feel free, but then if you keep doing it the same way for years, maybe that doesn't feel like free anymore. So the goalpost always gets a bit further away. I think it's also the same thing with happiness. You can feel happy at one point, and then with the same ingredients, suddenly not anymore.
Okay.
So I think it's also like, it's a goal that is always shifting, and you can never really grasp it for the rest of time. It's always in a moment.
It's a fleeting moment. Okay. Flick on, Chris.
I think that's very interesting, and it bridges back to ideas that we have many different kinds of freedom, and also how could we expand this freedom collectively if we see ourselves as some sort of country with the borders, and that's our freedom, how it's defined, and then I can expand my freedom, like if I take like a workshop in movement, then I learn things about myself, then I can express more freely about this. If I learn financial literacy, or if I learn some kind of financial independence, I expand my freedom towards this sense. So like our borders of freedom are growing, and that collectively we should build a place or society, kind of like what's happening here, where we are allowed and we have the necessary tools, the access to the necessary tools to expand these borders in every direction that's non-ethical, non-immoral, going against any other person's freedom.
Okay, so I mean, we can even ask that question: can we expand the borders of freedom in an ethical way? You say, yeah, Miriam?
I find it a super interesting point. Now, skills come up. I mean, having certain skills in life, whatever area that they may touch, they give you a certain freedom. I mean, you mentioned financial literacy, but freedom in the body, or freedom to think or learn critical thinking, or more inclusive thinking, or whatever it might be. So I think that's an interesting point, how freedom is related to skills.
Do you feel like you've got any skills, any freedom skills that you want to share with us?
It's also related to body practices.
Yeah, you feel like your body is a free body, and you've got the skills. Sometimes.
Yeah, so it's like also again related to, it's not a state that you can hold on to. Freedom is not, or like happiness, it's fleeting, but it's also something that you can strive for. I think you can build rituals around it, or you can build practices around it individually, collectively. It's Yeah, I think it's something
Yeah.
to approach.
Okay, so skills for freedom, to grasp those moments, those fleeting moments of freedom. What about on this side? Is any, Margot, I did say I was going to come to you, didn't I?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering. But I was at my friend's wedding recently, last weekend in Poland, and everybody was having a lot of fun, dancing and doing silly things and drinking. And then there was one person who didn't come in a couple; they were just on their own. And I was like, oh, look at the free guy. He's unattached.
Did he
Look
feel
at
a
the free
sense of
guy.
freedom?
I mean, I don't know. I just assumed because, he's not
Yeah.
attached, whatever. And then as the night went on, it's just his freedom just became really mangled and he took his shirt off, he was hitting on people and stuff like that. And I sometimes think firstly, freedom in relationships, but also, the perception of freedom and projection of what freedom looks like and, the kind of maybe, conditions that we might consider as curtailing our freedom, but actually maybe they're not. Maybe having too much freedom is bad.
Okay. Freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose, including your shirt. Yes, Barb.
Well, first of all, I wanted to ask, what is too much freedom? But also I think that the core of it all is how much you're able to let go of things, to not be concerned with how much you're grasping onto something. And the less that you're grasping onto things, the more free you're able to behave, because you're not in a relation with things where they are upholding you out of concern.
Give us an example of something or someone that's stopping you from being free or making you less free.
Now.
Or any time.
I feel pretty free right now.
Yeah. But in the past?
I think when you're trying to understand what you need or who you want to be, you sink also opinions or context from the outside into yourself, and you integrated them into your body, and maybe sometimes you find collisions with the person that you are. So I think the more time that you spend with yourself understanding which are your needs or what may work for you, and then you put that into a context and you change the contexts, you become free, because you are your own context, and then you adapt or not to other contexts or other people.
Okay. I mean, I was kind of hoping from an example like at Margot's wedding, where we could kind of, we could picture that. No criticism, but I just, what's your name again? Doob, I can come to you, but I know, Rose, you've come down to the table to say something go on.
I think freedom is all imaginative. Without imagination, we cannot have the idea of freedom. I think it's for example, let's say it's a radio, frequencies, and some stations. So when you are feeling good, you are in certain frequencies, you feel it, and then the frequency changes, you are into another. And with the imaginative freedom, and another example, let's say you are drowning with a big stream of water from somewhere, and you being unaware that you have been going through this with this water, and suddenly the condition is, if you lose yourself, then you will get to know that you are actually drowning. So at one point you lost yourself. You don't have any idea of self. Then you found I'm dying, or then you try to make yourself free from it. Yeah. Then you grab something.
So the awareness comes first, then the attempts to free yourself.
Then you free yourself. Hopefully, let's say you are now not in the water, you are just rescued yourself. But you don't have the idea of the self. So then you should have a feeling of freedom or happy. But though you don't have the idea of self, you cannot feel the freedom for yourself. So you look at the water, you are still drowning. You saved yourself, you saved one body, but you can see the other body similar looking at you, similar like you is drowning. Then what you do, you grab, you offer your hand to save someone else. So the idea of freedom changes here in another collective form, or like a chain effect, or like an act. It's not imaginative anymore.
Okay, so it starts in the imagination, becomes an act. We talked about skills for freedom. Rose, I know you came to sit down. Did you want to say something?
I just wanted to say that I feel like freedom and free will are two separate things. And right now, the subject is freedom, but free will is getting mixed with it.
Getting sucked into it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like freedom is more external, and toward other people in a society, if you feel free, but free will, it's more internal.
Okay. What do you where do you want to take this conversation? On the free will side or the
free will side?
You want to you want to talk about free will?
Sure.
Yeah. No, I'm asking it's a question. What would you like to talk about?
What do you want to talk about? That was everything I wanted to say.
Okay, but do we want to go with the freedom, the physical freedom, or the free will side?
People can choose, I think.
Okay, other people can choose. And there's a lot of other questions I think that have still not really been answered, like the question of collective freedom, the question of acting, the question of what skills. So far we've only really heard about financial skills and physical skills of movement, but maybe there's some other skills. So just reminding you that there's some questions out there that haven't necessarily been answered. Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm going for the free will, but I'm critical about the notion of will.
Yeah.
In the sense of freedom, and but I wanted to say something probably related to it. I'm wondering, and I'm not sure if that's true what I'm saying, because I already see possibilities to see it exactly from another country. But I wanted to bring in the notion of the grey zone, and I think as a tool.
Yeah.
For reaching freedom, appreciating the grey zone, appreciating the not knowing, actually kind of which can make you free. Being not in the state of I know what's
being
true.
Kind of indefinite.
But the indefinite and appreciating playing with it. And of course, as I said, you can look at from the other side, yes, kind of because knowing can, if you finally know, you don't question anymore, so you probably can overcome the critical status. But I really think like, in relation to the awareness, probably, in relation to kind of to be able to connect, to be in a relational field, I think it thinking or appreciating the grey zone makes you free, or is a tool for freedom. Indeterminacy.
Yes, I think it's all about that.
Okay, that's just a one-word remark from Callas. What indeterminacy, the grey zone, the playful. I think. In a way that kind of ambiguity that's going on really in the Talkaoke conversation can be that indeterminacy for sure. Go on.
No, I know that we kind of, I'm getting a gist that we're kind of striving for freedom, but I like a bit of oppression.
Really?
Yeah.
Go on,
I really do, because I think that kind of helps you define yourself as a person and as an artist as well.
Oh, hang on. One thing.
Sorry, we have to go.
No, that's good. Thank you so much for your contributions, Nicola and Miriam. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. But when people leave, we like to get a final thought from them, and it could be about anything. Whatever you want to say. You've said a lot, the both of you, tonight. But give us a final thought. Give us something for us to chew on as we carry on this conversation.
I don't know whether it's something to chew on, but I was really happy to stumble into this and all of you, and I think it's a really great format to spontaneously exchange like this on different topics as they flow in.
Well, we are very fortunate and lucky to have you here and have your contributions, and that's what makes it. So I'm going to hit you with another round of applause. But let's have a real round of applause.
I'm just in awe of the situation that we started to talk about freedom on the Paris, walking down here and being able to jump in there. What a kind of serendipity or collective consciousness or trans consciousness that's happening here. It's amazing, and you're stimulating it. It's great. Thanks.
Okay, well, thank you. And maybe you did manifest this conversation. Who knows? We've got some spare seats over here, so come around, come and come and have a seat. Yeah, you can. No contractual obligation. We have got Kalas, we've got Rose, we have got Marnix, we have got Brent, we've got Louis, we've got Loreen, we've got Doob, we've got Krish, and we have got Charlotte, and I'm Mikey, we've got Margot over there. Where do we want to take this conversation? Do we want to talk about personal freedom, imaginative freedom? Do we want to talk about free will? Yes, Brent?
Yeah, we were talking earlier about what we found cool or sexy. And then, bless me, at that time I said confidence is sexy. But now I think I'm changing my mind. And I think
that's excellent.
Being able to hesitate is sexy.
Okay.
That's my...
Hesitation is sexy, or maybe... what's that?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability, okay. Yeah.
I kind of agree with hesitation because it shows that a person is thinking and they are re-evaluating their choices and they're re-evaluating how much they want to consent to something, and that is sexy. Because there's room for conversation if there's hesitation. You can say like, no, I don't want this, or I changed my mind,
Yeah, okay.
I become aware, thanks to this conversation, on how important apparently opposites are. You were talking about oppression when we were talking about freedom. They're like polar opposites, and I think the one leads to the other. Like being oppressed makes you aware of a situation, forces you to find a solution, and it can lead to freedom. And I have a similar feeling with your remark. Like hesitance can lead to deeper reflection, and can lead to a certain amount of confidence or new insight. So the insight for me is not a revelation, but still like, we're talking about polar opposites as if they are separate, but they're not. They're always a continuum.
Okay.
And this, for me, is somehow refreshing.
Okay, refreshing. Yeah,
and many times the appearance of confidence can also be insecurity masked. That's something that I realized later.
Also
be insecurity masked.
Okay, masking
the appearance of confidence. And yes, I do believe that limitations are really important. I'm not sure if oppression, though.
Okay. Do we need a bit of oppression in our lives? What do people think? Come on, Joyce, what's your name? What's your name?
My name is Ola. I'm sorry, just my English
Ola.
is not so well, so I'm a bit shy.
That's fine, that's fine. Some people haven't said very much at all. And we've got a new face over here. Tell us your name.
Clara.
Clara, welcome. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. And that includes you, Ola. And so where are we going to take this conversation? There's so many threads. We want to talk about this. Vulnerability is sexy. John?
Yeah, definitely, but I agree with that. But also, I think, when you're a hesitant person, then I can really see that somebody who's very confident or kind of knows their principles can be very attractive too. I don't know, maybe sexy too, but it's you get drawn to it. That's why I sometimes, when I was going through my kind of less confident patch, I was really impressed by people who, like, even if they had like fundamental views that I opposed, I was like, wow, there's something in there. Like, I respect the fact that this person can be like, God is like this, and that's how it is. I'm like, you know what? Fair play to you, because they had that kind of confidence which I was lacking. So I can see how that is
you're saying
really
if you're an unconfident person even, you are attracted to confident people, but maybe if you're a confident person, you're attracted to more vulnerable, thinking people?
Maybe yes, maybe no. Maybe if I'm very confident, then I'm attracted to other confident people. I don't know. But on the subject of oppression, I just wanted to say that I was recently in Dubrovnik in Croatia, and I was just reading about the siege that they had there in the 1990s, part of the War of Independence for Croatia. And people were under siege for like a half a year without any electricity or anything. And in that oppression, they fought for freedom. And I just thought it was, I'm not saying that they were having great time. They probably haven't been having great time. But there's something that is that's quite really powerful. Yeah, transformative. In oppression, you kind of what you were saying, you need both sides. And I was like a real kind of visceral example of oppression leading to freedom, or people feeling very free when they won their independence.
Okay. That's excellent. Let's round of applause for that. Yes. Yes.
Like, we are using words now to talk about freedom, which is already like a very small part of the possibilities to address freedom, because now you're being very rational. Actually, we are using our thoughts, because there's also a physical way to practice freedom by dance, for example, by movement, by meditation, by jogging, and where you cross boundaries of your body and you meet other energies, may I call it this way? So, yeah, just to mention that this
is that exercise a kind of oppression in a way, or kind of oppression? Because you're like pushing yourself to like the end where you feel almost you're going to die.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
that's where freedom starts.
I didn't die.
Pardon?
And then you're, yes, I'm good, I feel good.
Yeah, then you start to, then we talk about transformation again. I think in transformation then you start to free energy, some energy, and you exchange it. So then we are back in the collective part. Yeah, someone was...
Okay, go.
Yeah, I love the word transformation. I think for me it adds really something. I think if you're able to move, if you have the freedom to move via both polarities, whatever they are, it can be freedom oppression, it can be another polarity of freedom, but if you can move between the two, then only then transformation can occur, I think. It's the same with dance training, I imagine. It's very disciplinary, it is a kind of oppression, but thanks to the oppression and the freedom that comes from it, the transformation can start. So if you can move through the two poles, like the third pole, the transformation can arise. Yeah. I think that's a very rich word, transformation. I think transformation is much more interesting as a topic than to talk about left or right, freedom or oppression.
Okay, well, what kind of transformation would you like to see?
Any transformation.
Anything.
Because life has the right to be lived, and I think every experience has the right to be experienced.
Right.
Whether it's considered good or bad, whether it's considered wanted or unwanted. Right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm going to go around the table and ask what kind of Louis, what sort of transformation would you like to see?
Transformation. Damn, good question. Damn, good question.
I'm gonna let you think about that. I'm gonna come.
No.
Laurie, what sort of transformation would you like to see?
But I think it's a really big word, transformation, because it can entail so much.
Can you have a small transformation?
I think so. I think maybe transformation in everyday life to start, like small things, like ways to cope with existence that are very tiny and kind of healing, but unexpected. Maybe like the serendipity thing.
More serendipity.
Yeah, sometimes like you talk about something and later it comes back and then suddenly you're reminded of like, whoa, this is coincidence, or maybe it's no coincidence, maybe it's determined, maybe something bigger is happening.
Written.
Yeah, maybe like in the sense of freedom that we were talking about, maybe what is freedom then? And that's a bit of a leeway maybe to something else, but yeah, maybe it's small.
Well, right now we're talking about transformation. Doob, what kind of transformation would you like to see?
I think transformation is not possible if there is a desire to get transformation or something. Transformation is maybe intentionless attention. When it happens, it happens. Intentionless attention.
Okay, so you, in a way, wanting to see the transformation is kind of counterproductive to the actual transformation. Okay. All right. What is it? No, you're going to pass? Okay, I'll let you think about that one. Chris?
What was the question?
What sort of transformation would you like to see? Is it too big a question? Is it actually going to mess things up and stop us from transforming by just wanting it? That's what Doob is kind of implying.
I think it is a more realistic approach to what actually happens in the world, and when you see like how big transformation comes in our own lives and in the world, it's completely chaotic and random. I mean, most of us here probably have like these key moments in our lives that we can think, like for me maybe it was moving countries because of something, and like it completely changed. I could never have imagined that like 5 years ago.
Where did you move countries from?
From Portugal.
Oh, from Portugal, and you came here.
Yeah.
Brilliant Portuguese from Margot.
Pastel de nata.
But what was it about? What was it about coming? Was it? I imagine it's to come to Belgium. What was it about that really kind of blew your mind or changed things more than you expected?
I think it was a change of environment. Everything that had crystallized was broken, and it left some kind of a scar. And now the scar is healing and blood is flowing again. And I guess that's the transformation I want to see for everyone.
Okay, it's like a kind of like a rebirth. Charlotte.
I'm thinking of like collective transformation, and I would propose to start collective dreaming.
Collective dreaming, how does that work? Yeah.
I did a workshop once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's like it went over 5 days, and you start with just sharing your dreams, individual. And then we did exercises. They were all dancers as well.
Yeah.
And we did also physical exercises, and we shared images, and then see at the end of the week, like, in how far that we were participating. Like, we had collective images in our dreams.
So you kind of like,
you know, like the
honed in on everybody else's dreams.
Exactly. You suck actually from everybody's dreams to have your own. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, maybe we could do that on the larger scale. We've done Talkaoke. Maybe it's time we did Dreamioke, where we can, we connected on a dream level. I don't know what that would be. If someone could tell me, that would be, maybe it's going to be you, Charlotte. Transformation. Brent, what sort of transformation would you like to see?
I think I would be more materialistic about it, and I would say something like a little more realistic about it. Let's say a transformation of like public transport.
Yeah.
Like
what transformation? Okay, somebody finally with something concrete we can understand.
Something concrete.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
well, how do you want to change public transport?
No, like dream big, right? That's like you have all these talks about what is the best way of transport, and your like the health of a society is measured by not how the people with money travel, but the people without. I would like to go to like this thing what Luxembourg does, where you just have a free public transport.
Yeah. Yes. Welcome.
And
What are they doing?
so they just like for all inhabitants of Luxembourg, public transport is free. And I mean, if I would have like a concrete transformation for this area, Belgium, I think that would be a really cool thing.
Okay, well, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause for that.
It is funny because I just got fined today, 107 euros at the STB, and it was such a traumatic experience. They're just pulling me up against the wall, asking for my ID, figuratively. But it felt really,
Was this for not paying a ticket?
I need to talk with my lawyer.
Okay, all right, okay. We were no comment at the moment. Maybe come back to us on that one. Okay, so transformation of public transport and dreams. For me, I dream a lot about public transport, so those things are very strongly connected. Okay, we're talking about transformation. I've kind of gone around the table. Welcome. What's your name?
Sohail. I'm Sohail.
Sohail.
27 years old. Yeah.
How old are you?
27.
27. So young. Okay, well, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause. We've got Marnix, we've got Alice, we've got Margot, we've got Brent, we've got Charlotte, we've got Doob, we've got Loreen, we've got Louis. And I'm Mikey. Welcome here. We were talking about freedom, then we were talking about imaginative freedom, then we were talking about transformation. So we're talking about at the moment, what sort of transformation do people want to see? Is it an imaginative transformation? And that's where we are right now. But Brent wants to change public transport and make it free for everybody. That's his dream. And it's happened already in Luxembourg, so it's not such a... Yeah. Okay. Did I ask you, Margot? No, I didn't. So I'm sort of going around the table, but don't feel like some people have opted out of saying anything. Louis, have you thought of anything yet?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Go on.
Yes. I was thinking that like recently I was like working for Greenpeace so today I was like talking about Amazon forests, and the Amazon forest, if there is like away 25% of the totally forest, there will be like places that will be became savanna. Savannah is
Yeah,
an English
yeah.
word?
Savannah,
Savannah, so that's a really bad thing. So I hope like the transformation isn't going that way. So not that transformation actually. So I have an example of a bad transformation, but not of a good transformation.
But isn't it the opposite? Just more forest and
Yeah,
less
that's the
savannah?
good transformation. Okay,
So I'm here to help you out, Louis. Anyway, that's a good transformation. Yes, Margot, we're talking about what sort of transformations would you like to see? We've got a new face here. Just quickly tell us your name.
Hi, my name's Ryan.
Ryan, welcome. I'm not going to do the names because I've just done it. You'll pick it up in a minute. But Margot, what?
When you say transformation, I can only think of the transformation of Poland from communism to capitalism, and everybody was like, "Oh, look at Poland! They're getting the chance. The market is free. People can really establish themselves." But I don't think anyone really from the Western world believed this is going to work. And now, what's really the most annoying is that Poland's economy is doing really, really well as a consequence of the transformation, and British economy is doing really shit. And I live in the UK, and I feel like I migrated for no reason. I feel so annoyed.
Are you going to go back to Poland?
Maybe I'll go back. Maybe I'll just dip in a little bit. But I just find it so annoying. I don't know why it's so annoying, but yeah.
Okay, well, that's all good questions we can ask. We're talking about what transformations we would like to see at the moment. And it's some of the times it's a spiritual transformation, sometimes it's an imaginative transformation or a dream transformation. Sometimes it's let's just have free public transport even. Or let's reforest the savanna parts that used to be Amazon or something like that. Kalas.
You were talking about polarities earlier, and I was thinking that it's still a very binary world. And I was thinking that cis grooming was definitely something that I realized later in life was affecting my freedom in my choices of the way I would act.
Yeah.
So, and in my case, was the cis grooming of turning into a girl.
Right.
And I also believe that the cis grooming of masculinity can also affect your freedom. So yeah, I guess something like that. Stop cis grooming. That would be a good transformation. I don't know how, and I don't believe we could live in a genderless world. That's not it. But maybe the forcing into the very binary world, that would be a good change.
Okay.
Is that what cis grooming is? Forcing into binary?
Yes, I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say if you're born, biologically a boy, and then you're cis-groomed into being a boy, for example.
Right.
And why? A good question.
It's right.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
But also there is a question why. Why is that
Yes,
happening?
but I do think that can affect your freedom later on a lot.
Okay. So all right. So earlier on we were talking about freedom. It might be a bit too early days for you, Ryan, because you've just arrived. Well, we're talking about what transformation would you like to see?
There's a lot of transformations that I would like to see, and
Just give us
I'm
one.
just like blame. I would like people to stop blaming each other. Full stop. No blame whatsoever. Like it doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. Like making somebody else into the perpetrator, making oneself into the victim, making other people the victim. I mean, I get it. There are genuine victims and perpetrators in the world, but like this over-blaming has become like the currency that we live in, and it's so easily picked up by, say, the right, for example, who can then, blame everything on immigrants or trans people or like whatever. But it's also because that algorithm, that mechanism of blame already exists, right? And we all play into it. We all feed into it. And I think we should all just stop.
Stop blaming.
And be kind.
Okay. I'm going to hit you with a round of applause for that. You've just come right in and it hits with, like a... Stop blaming people. Okay, that's the message from Ryan. Marnix.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful thing to say, stop blaming. And you said it gets picked up by the right and they blame blah, blah. But it also gets picked up by the left who blame the right, right? And I think we're all kind of guilty to that pleasure of blaming, or to that comfort maybe that blaming provides. And for me, it's again on all polarities. That's just what I wanted to add. I see it as much in the left as in the right.
So everyone's playing the blame game.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So are you blaming anybody?
My English is not so good. I'm trying to understand, but I understand a little bit.
Okay, what language do you speak?
I speak Persian and Dutch and a little bit English.
Okay, we're going to try and we're going to try our best to include you. What? Yeah. Okay, do you speak Persian as well?
No, Dutch.
Dutch, okay. Okay, so what's Dutch for transformation? How do you say what transformation would you like to see?
Verandering.
Yeah. You can even answer in Dutch or...
In Dutch?
Yeah, if you want to. Someone else will translate. We've got Dutch speakers here.
De vraag is, wat kan ik veranderen? The question is... Ja, oké. Minder taxes in België.
Less taxes.
Yeah. And I'm working for 2 years in real works. Ik werk voor 2 jaar in echte wereldwork. En in deze 2 jaar ik heb veel dingen geleerd, maar ik betaal echt zoveel belasting omdat ik alleen ben. Ik woon niet met iemand, ik ben alleen. En ik ben de hoogste persoon dat betaalt salaris, omdat ik alleen woonde ben.
Are you getting anything for this? Anything back from the government?
What do you mean?
Die belasting die je betaalt, krijg je daar zaken voor terug?
Ja, zeker. Ja. In Brussel zelfs, we hebben niet goede straten, maar wel in de gemeente, zelfs in Woluwe, dat ik woon. Ik krijg wel, rustig. Zelfs is het beter dan mijn land hier eigenlijk, maar ik krijg wel iets back. Ja, terug van...
Some, but maybe could be better, I'm guessing. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. So where do we want to take this conversation? There's so many things that are being brought up. Do we want to talk about the cis grooming? Do we want to talk about the blame game? Do we want to talk about the public transport? That's going to have to come with higher taxes, this free public transport. Well, yes, go on.
I have a question. So, this blame game, if we would stop doing it, okay, what then?
What would the world look like?
How do you stop doing it?
Yeah.
Is it taking responsibility? Is it? But I want to hear your answer.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is. Maybe someone can look this up on their phone. But there's this psychologist called somebody Karpman, and he talks about this, like this blame triangle, where there's a kind of, it's like when we get into these blame situations, we either find ourselves in the role of the victim, the perpetrator, or the savior, right? And so the way to step out of it is to basically stop, like to stop blaming others. Like when people start blaming you, our natural reaction is to say, like, hey, I'm not the perpetrator, I'm the victim. Like, look at that other person, they're the one that's to blame here. And of course that just repeats the whole thing, right? What you have to do is step out of it, acknowledge what your role in the situation, but also be kind, like be proactive, be supporting, be supportive, be loving. Like, don't step back into this blame thing.
So and maybe we need something like a concrete example to chew on, and yeah, I mean, okay, and if we step out of it, how's that going to encourage the world to step out of it as well?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, that's also the idea, right? Like, we don't want to step out of it because it's terrifying. Because then we have to accept responsibility for our own freedom. And that's fucking scary, man. To know that you're free, to know that we can make the world into anything we want to. We just don't want to. We'd rather just keep blaming other people for our taking other people to take responsibility for our freedom. Okay. I don't do this thing because of these. I mean, and I sound a little bit like a neoliberalist, but yeah, no, you have to stop blaming people and be kind.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to come to you in a second, but they've got this new face to the table. It's very shy. It's not said anything yet. So just tell us your name first of all for those.
My name is Lucas. Yeah. And I just got really triggered by I love the conflict triangle, or the conflict triangle of like blame triangle.
Let's call it the blame triangle. It's easier.
Yeah. I'm more interested in the full experience of the. What is that, right?
A hexagon?
No, four sides.
A square?
A diamond. The diamond, the diamond one, where we do have, like you were saying, like you have the victim, and then you have the villain, and then the savior being like on top. But I recently got in touch with somebody who's like, oh, there's a 4 point, like there's not only the savior, there's also like the witness.
Right.
It's like you're not helping that. Like
So
you're
it's
not.
a blame diamond. It's not a blame triangle.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I can be like in the witnessing position where I'm just there.
Yeah. Going.
Seeing.
What does a witness do? Do they go, "That's bad," or what does a witness do? Yeah.
Yeah, just like observe, like be present, and like I think like something is going wrong, but I'm not actively doing something that is the wrong thing. I'm not also going to be the person to step in and fix it, because maybe that's not my power, but I can step into the role of like seeing it.
Okay. All right. So Lucas is saying it's a blame diamond, not a blame triangle. Charlotte, you want to say something? I'll come to you too next.
I was thinking when you were talking about like how can you step out of it, I was like, when people start to admit their mistakes, you know, or recognize where they have done something wrong, and I think it's also starting to communicate, like, and I think admitting what you have done wrong could be a start of the communication.
Okay. Maybe we could start this by getting everyone to admit something wrong that they've done. Yeah, confession time. But so how are you picking this up? Do you understand the blame triangle or possibly the blame diamonds? Does it make sense to you? No? Okay. Can someone explain it in Dutch? Who wants to explain it?
Ja, zo in Nederlands, ja.
Nederlands?
Ja, dus je hebt de slechterik, de vijand, diegene die de dingen verkeerd doet. Je hebt slachtoffer, dingen die gaan gebeuren. Dan heb je de held, die het probleem gaat fixen wat er aan het gebeuren is. En dan, ik voeg daar aan toe de toeschouwer. Dus de persoon die aan het zien is wat er aan het verkeerd aan het gaan is.
Maar niet betrokken geraakt.
Maar wel als een actieve rol dat ook inneemt. Die kijkt van, oké, dit is aan het verkeerd gaan. En die het niet gaat oplossen, maar die wel misschien inderdaad, maybe like the witnessing of the accountability being taken or not. Like of dat de persoon, maybe de villain, of degene die de verkeerde dingen aan het doen is. Weet hij dat hij verkeerde dingen aan het doen is?
Okay. Hopefully that's explained it. Okay, Carlos, give us the final thought and tell us one thing you've done wrong as well.
I was trying to escape that.
Well, that's one thing already you've done.
I think like hospitality. I think we should practice it more.
Yeah.
I think I've done wrong. I lied. I think.
You lied.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Are you lying now, though? That's a good question. Yeah. Thank you. We'll give you a round of applause. Okay, so where do we want to go with this? Do we want to do confession time? Do we want to talk about this blame triangle? Do we want to move up? Brent, I knew you had your hand.
I just want to say, I would definitely remove the witness, and the reason being from the diamond. The reason being, I was recently cycling in London, and I could see two cyclists. They were going at each other, and then my natural
cyclist rage.
Cyclist rage, and I wanted to kind of prevent some kind of bloodshed because they looked like they were really gonna punch each other. So I stopped, and I was like, "Hey guys," like trying to kind of, just break it up. But then when they saw that somebody's looking, maybe also a female as well, that kind of made them go like, "You're a faggot and you're a cunt," and I'm like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" So I had to like just start saying,
So
like, "Guys, I am
other.
really not needed here." I mean, well, maybe I'm very needed there as a witness, as some kind of audience almost. Maybe not. That's not what Lucas meant as a witness. But sometimes like being a witness and just like kind of seeing how other people are. Having it out with each other, that actually makes things worse. So I definitely remove the witness, or redefine witness.
I mean, I think it's a toxic diamond or a triangle. It's not. It's not. I mean, that's the whole point. I think is to remove all the protagonists in this. Is it not, Ryan? Because you brought this into. I know it's a triangle for you and a diamond for Lucas. I'm going to come to you in a second, Marnix, but Brent's had his hand up for ages.
Yeah, I was thinking, okay, now we removed the witness, maybe we can add another one.
Bring it back to
how about the neutral judge? Can there be a neutral judge in this triangle, or do the three people get to take that role depending on where you look at it?
Okay, is there such a thing as a neutral judge? in this blame triangle or blame diamond, however we want to look at it. Marnix, don't just answer what you're...
I think it's a very interesting exercise to add a fourth or a fifth point. Let's make it a 5-point star, you know? Yeah. I would add a child. I would add a child.
Yeah, add a child.
A child.
Yeah. Why? And
because it brings a whole other perception.
Yeah.
And like with children, I don't know, something magical, like even wild animals, if they encounter a child even which is not of the same sort as themselves, something magical happens.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if you would add a child to the conflict, would there be some resolution triggered?
Yes.
I like to think so, because I think children are very vulnerable people. Like they're the most vulnerable and possibly oppressed group of humanness, even, because being a child is such a category where you're so vulnerable. And I think also when you're in conflict with someone and you see their inner child, it is so much easier in a way to be soft to them and to be soft to yourself, because also if you see your inner child, you yourself as a little girl or boy or person, you will be gentler with yourself, because you are flawed and you have grown up with certain things and certain ideas and certain conditioning, and that's fine, we all have that. But to see the child in that person or in them, it makes you, it's kind of like this, you feel more caring maybe, and a bit more gentle, and it's okay.
So the child, people are subscribing to the child idea, so it's a blame star, not a blame diamond anymore. And the child. Yeah, blame. Anyway, Rose.
I think adding a child could also go wrong. So we would like to think that it would be peaceful, but it could also go wrong because it all reminded me of divorced parents and fighting when the kid is there. And I feel like, most of the time they're gonna be like, she or he doesn't understand, so let's do whatever we want. But it actually, they do understand it has worse effects.
Okay, so the child, it can be bad for the child. Okay, we've got some new faces at the table. Right, so this is Talkaoke, a talk show. We've been talking for hours about stuff. Currently we're talking about Ryan's proposition to remove the blame game and to stop blaming, because Ryan sees it as a big problem for our society, that where there's always a blame triangle, which is it's your fault, exactly, and it's like there's a perpetrator, there's a victim, what was the other one? There's a saviour, but then maybe it's a blame diamond, because maybe there's a witness as well, or maybe there's a blame pentagon. Maybe there's a judge, maybe there's a child involved in this, or should be a child involved. So that's where we are right now. Do we need to remove blame from our world, and how do we do it? How do we step out of it? Do we do it individually? Do we do it collectively? These are all the questions. And let's just quickly get your names. What's your names?
Laure.
Laure.
Yeah.
And?
Fran.
Fran. And we've got Charlotte, Brent, Margot, Bob, Ryan, Rose, we've got Marnix, we've got Sahel, we've got Louis, we've got Lorene, we've got Doob, we've got Krish, and I'm Mikey, and we've got Lucas over there in the cheap seats. And yeah, that's where we are right now, but you'll pick this all up shortly. Anyone, have we run out of comments now? Or anyone, guess the
I want to connect a few things. We were talking about freedom, we were talking about skill, and Lucas was talking about the witness. Margot said I would remove the witness because it can escalate. I think the witness that Lucas is talking about requires an enormous skill in order not to get involved, to stay involved enough. You cannot be detached, you have to be there, you have to be present. But it asks an enormous skill, a skill that I don't have, but a skill that I recognize, also a skill that intrigues me, to not get involved.
Yeah.
I think. And I think that requires a lot of exercise, a lot of skill to be free. It has to do also for me with freedom. Okay. To be able to look at something that is troubling, because it's a conflict, can be small scales, can be world scale, to be present and to not turn into one of the roles is for me as a skill I respect enormously.
I mean, have you ever got caught
and can be very healing. For me, there's a healing in that position.
Have you ever got caught in a blame triangle?
Yeah, I think everybody every day.
Just give us an example, because I think it's easier when we got many examples.
No, no, sir, I can't. I'll leave that to somebody else.
Maybe someone else. Anyone want to give us a real-world example of this blame triangle that people or the...
Let's go to Gaza.
Gaza, okay.
Yeah, let's go to Gaza.
Okay, so tell me how this works with the blame triangle with Gaza.
So now you want me to put roles on the people involved?
Yeah, as you see it, yeah.
Yeah, I think like the perpetrator, of course, in my view, is Israel. The victim are the people of Palestine, and and we're searching for the third role actually.
Yeah.
And everybody
How
is
do you
witness.
feel in it? Are you,
No, we're not witness because we're also blaming.
Do you feel like a witness as a perpetrator, as a savior?
I am judging. I just told you who I thought was the perpetrator and who was the victim. So that way, I'm a bad. I'm a bad. Shit, what was the witness already?
Yeah.
Because I've already put blame on Israel.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, I mean, can you just step away from that and just go, oh, it's actually my responsibility? I mean, how do you step out of this blame triangle? Ryan introduced the blame triangle idea in the first place, so maybe you've got an idea here.
I secretly had a quick look on the internet to remember what the fuck Cartman says about it.
Yeah.
So basically, he says there's these 3 points, right? He calls it. For him, it's definitely a triangle, not a parallelogram. I'm sorry, but it's actually 2 triangles.
Yeah.
So there's one triangle is blame, victim, and rescuer, and then the other triangle is blame. The other side of blame is vulnerability. It's showing that you are like in pain. It's showing that you're struggling. It's showing that you need help. That like something has affected you, right? The other side of being the perpetrator is like the positive version of the perpetrator is actually just being assertive, like being strong, like using whatever skills you have to like make positive change in the world, right? And the other, the positive side of being the rescuer is just being like a helper or a coach, or like being there. So the way to step out of the blame triangle, according to Cartman, is to see that each of these roles is the shadow of a much more positive role.
Right. Okay.
So it's not to say that like bad things don't happen, or like the people who are feeling that they're victims of things should just shut up and stop being victims. No, it's that they should absolutely express their vulnerability and their pain, and people should stop feeling like perpetrators and start feeling like, actually, I have the power to be assertive. And rather than trying to like rescue the situation and take it over, you're there. Actually, it is a little bit like the witness. So the witness is actually like the shadow of the unshadow of the
Okay.
savior. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So, does that make anyone feel better about the situation in Gaza? Yes. Go on. Yeah.
Maybe in my mind, blame. How do we code this thing as a blame? From which point, about what thing we are putting this notion of blame? There are many cultural difference, there are many time difference, generational difference, many things actually. So who is putting this thing like this is blaming and this is not a blaming? For me, fundamentally, blaming is an expression being experienced of a unorganized mind and disorder.
So blame is from the disordered mind.
From a disturbed mind experiencing after a disordered thing.
But if you have something bad done against you, surely it's natural to blame the person that did it.
But the person who is actually doing blaming, is this person understanding this is as a blame, or the third person is telling that this is a blame? So for him, the subjective expression of that thing is not necessarily blaming, but for a third person point of view, applying cultural difference and everything, that is politics, other things, maybe the third person is quoting, this is a blaming, and I want to stop that. But for the person who is doing, maybe it's not blaming for that person, or maybe it's also a, maybe he or she has to do it, or it's a expression of rebellion, could be rebel thing also. But I think the blame idea is a third person idea.
Okay, so it's not the It's not the perpetrator or the victim, it's the third person.
Is a third person, is a judge mind. And most of the time it's a dominating ideology.
But if you see really bad things happening in the world, what's your response to that? Just to go, that's other people? How do you what's your response to all these things, bad things like Gaza that's happening? Where do you stand on this?
This is a weird question, actually. I think this kind of question is also putting people into a situation that, and you are asking me to have a quick reflection. I can give you a quick reflection, but
give us a quick reflection.
But I would like to give you a quick reflection. It's like your desire, it's not mine.
No, because it is definitely my desire, because I'm stuck in a way in the middle. I'm not really allowed to give my opinion about this, but I do have an opinion. But I'm just wanting to find out where other people think. But I mean, yeah, for sure, it's a difficult one. It's maybe a reflection of my thoughts. But Lorene wants to say something. It's going to help me out. Yeah.
Sometimes, though, I do think that blame is a good thing.
Yeah.
It's maybe I'll take, I don't know. But I do think sometimes it's good to say, like, you did something wrong, please take accountability, change something about your behavior.
Yeah.
Do something like this, I'm hurt, you hurt me. And I think people who are hurt, who are put in a vulnerable position, they have the right to blame someone. Whether that's Gaza or an individual, doesn't matter. They have full 100% right to say, you hurt me, fix it, do better. Yeah.
Maybe that's not blaming.
Maybe it's not blaming. Maybe that's just literally asking for accountability because you've been hurt and yeah.
Blaming. Can we define blaming? What do you mean by blame?
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring it to. Oh, Ryan's gone. Oh, it's right. Well, this things because you brought this up. The blame. You don't want to see. Ryan brought this up because he said he didn't want to see any more blame going on because blame was kind of toxic. And then we've just been stuck in it ever since. So, can he define blame?
Well,
in a way that's helpful to this discussion?
I don't know. It's really hard, isn't it? Like, especially when you bring in, topics like Gaza, where it's so, it's also very tricky, very toxic to say, like, it's no one's fault. Like, there's no perpetrators. But basically, I think that, like, we have to. Of course, sometimes clearly someone does something wrong, right, and they should be accountable and so on. But sometimes we live in a system, and it's very hard to sort of pinpoint like a moment when it started, right? Like sometimes someone clearly, it's rare actually that there's like, it's such a simple story when someone just out of the blue did something wrong.
Yeah.
It's very rare. Normally, they did something wrong because they felt hurt and because they felt something.
Okay, so there's a whole story behind it.
So it's sort of actually an acknowledgement that we live in systems, that we live in a kind of like collective relationality, and that often the story of blame is like way too simple, but we spend a lot of time there.
Okay. Okay, so maybe more attention on the system rather than the individual perpetrators. Chris, I'm going to come to you, but I know that you just wanted the. Go on.
It's just a little point about, sometimes it is obvious who's the perpetrator, as is in the case of Gaza, but also I think maybe the thing with blame is that once you're blamed of something, then you can't ever do good enough to recover from that position. I think the point being is that you can recover. You can be going wrong all your life, or your country may be making really shit policies, but at some point you can change. And maybe we could then be just a bit more forgiving and kind to say, like, okay, you've done a really bad, like with Germany, they fucked up big time. But
say that.
I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
But there is a big portion of people who are saying, okay, that was really bad, but you have recovered from that position now, like you're doing better. Obviously, maybe not with AfD, but they have done best they could in given circumstances to maybe move away and repair their faults. They could do better, I think, but they have, the world has moved on.
Yeah.
They appreciated Germany's effort, and I hope that maybe that's possible with Israel when they change their ways, but will they change their ways?
Okay. All right, some big questions here, Chris.
I just before I think it would be helpful to separate maybe blame within interpersonal relationships and blame on a bigger political systematic scale. I don't think blame in interpersonal relationships it's very useful from a practical standpoint because the person, like you're saying, it doesn't give that much of a chance of change because the person either does not change and double down on their position with the blame because they don't want to feel like an enemy or guilty or something, or they change their behavior not out of a true appreciation for the relationship, but from this guilty conscious and shame that is. From a systematic standpoint of view, I mean, witch hunting, we've seen what that was like. That was playing a blame game, that.
Yeah, that was almost the kind of most extreme version of that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's a very human game to play.
Okay, so we're talking about. I mean, I'm going to take from you, Ryan, maybe focus more on the system, the toxicity of the system. Yes, I can see you, Marnix, there. I felt like you didn't really get your point because you asked about the definition of blame, but what were you going to say, La?
I feel we still don't have a definition, and therefore it's very confusing.
Yeah.
How I understand it, because I'm jumping in the conversation, that it's about, the way, because I'm not sure about actually what blame means, but it's like assessing the responsibility of someone and somehow pointing it, or something like that.
I think that's kind of coming down to where Ryan's going with it for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. But I mean, do you feel like it would be a valuable thing to do to try and move away from blame a little bit, or blaming individuals maybe?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll let you think about that one. I'm going to come over to Marnix. I know you had your hand up, and then Rose, and then Ryan.
Yeah, I think Ryan touched something that intrigues me. You call it a cycle of blame, I would say. I can't repeat it, but if you look at a blaming situation before something else happened, I think it can be very healing to try to acknowledge in a blaming situation not only the other's responsibility, also your own responsibility, something like this. Not only in this situation, but also in the past. I think there's something healthy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
To not focus all the blame on one person.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Rose?
I was just gonna say something about the meaning of blame. I looked it up in my phone while we were talking about it, and it was saying that something is someone else's fault, which is true, which can be true in different situations, but I feel like the word blame has gotten this negative bar into it recently, or not recently, but just the way that it has been used.
Yeah. So you think it's more like culture has moved blame into a more negative space?
Yeah, because when we first started talking about it, we were talking about it in a sense of a bad thing, that you don't want to blame someone for things, and we need to have more empathy, we need to think about our own blame as well, So that means it's a negative thing, or it has a negative bar into it, whereas the actual definition of the word is when something is someone else's fault, which is true.
So you think to stick to that. You're thinking, Ryan, I know you had your hand up. After that, we're just going to have to get final thoughts from each and every one of you, but I will get your point because you've not said anything yet.
I'll try to be
quick,
fast. So I just thought your point was really interesting about differentiating between kind of interpersonal blame and societal blame. I think that's really interesting. I think today, what's his name? This American right-wing guy that got shot in the neck. Charlie Kirk. Yeah, that's sort of it's super interesting. I mean, it's super interesting. No, like Trump's response was it's the left's fault for all this kind of incendiary commentary that they've been making, and like of course someone's going to get hurt, you know, if you use all this kind of blaming language, and you're like,
this is coming
what
from
the
Donald Trump,
fuck?
yeah.
This is coming from the mouth of Donald Trump, right? But it's exactly this kind of thing that they get away with this kind of thing because then they can point the finger at the left, or they can point the finger at the immigrants, or they can point the finger at whoever, and now we're going to point the finger at them, and we're going to point the finger at somebody else.
It just
And
becomes a bigger
when is it going to end? Like, there is no way out of that, right? So it's not a question of like, is someone wrong or are they not wrong? It's just simply like, from a purely pragmatic point of view, none of us are going to get our sanity back until we find a way out of blame.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
If we want to live in a sane world, we have to stop blaming each other.
Okay, I'm going to hit you with a round of applause for that one. And when it's time for the round of applause, is because we're coming to the end. Fran?
Hello. I can't really, I was going to say something about morality, but I really can't remember what I was going to say.
Okay, well, we
So
can
about-
rewind a little bit. We were talking about definitions of blame. We were talking about systemic versus individual.
I think it was when you were saying about the definition in the dictionary would be that it's like from when one person. When you're sort of defining what happened, so you're saying this happened because of what this person did, and it's quite mechanical. But then for me, the word judgment gets wrapped up in blame, which is more about saying this person did this thing and it was bad, or it's always bad. It's not, you can't blame someone for something good. So it also has this like value judgment thing. But I don't.
Can you blame something for someone good? What is that? Praise, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I hear your point, but I feel that another conversation is how do you kind of weaponize the reason for something to happen and so on, which is but like blame is. There's no blame without wrongdoing or without doing something that is considered a fault. And so if we get rid of blame, that means we get rid of considering that stuff are wrong. So I'm wondering,
Okay, well, we're going to have to leave that for another session, but the whole point of Talkaoke is, you know, we can talk about whatever we want to talk about, and that is a freedom. And yes, we can investigate this more. Charlotte, this is going to be your final thought, and each and every one of us can have
I wonder if it makes sense, but I had a very wise friend, and she would say in this situation, like, there are always two sides. So it's always like a complex mechanism, and it's, as you already mentioned, hard to say like what is the chicken and what is the egg, because But I think I like that. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but there are always two sides. I think
there are always two sides to everything. Okay, at least three sides to a triangle, as we know. Who wants to give a final thought? And each and every one of you is invited to, but not necessarily having to give a final thought. But who wants to give a final thought? I feel like go on, Louis.
Yes, so my final thought about everything is that, I'm still learning this format, I think, because normally I'm just like saying things out of nowhere, and now I'm just like listening to people, but I forget sometimes to speak. So I'm still learning this format, but I'm getting there eventually.
Me too. Me too, definitely. Lorraine?
I feel like it's so relative because there's so many opinions and there is no true or wrong, like there's no right or wrong, and it's like a semantic discussion about many things, and it could go on and on and on and on and on.
For sure. But
which is very interesting also.
How do you, I'm going to ask the same question that I asked you, but how do you navigate this? How do you make sense of this world where it's...
I think just holding space for both. Like someone can be wrong, someone can be right. And it's really hard sometimes because we all have ideologies and we all have values that we live by and we strive for and we want to see in the world. But yeah, there is an ultimate no rightness, and I think just having the space for that and holding the space for that is also a very important skill. And you don't have to agree, you don't have to say anything, you can just shut up, and that's also fine, even if whatever they're saying doesn't make sense to you, or whatever they're doing doesn't make sense to you. And sometimes it's nice to speak up, sometimes you have to speak up, but sometimes you don't. And those are two things I think that can exist at the same time.
Okay.
And I felt that also sometimes in this conversation,
Yes,
which is nice.
that's a very good way of putting it. Final thought, Brent?
My final thought, I've been speaking at some points during the conversation, but the things that I liked the most was just listening to everybody. I think the world would be a better place with more listeners.
Yeah, definitely.
Or longer listening.
Yeah.
And yeah, I only have to thank you all for making me listen to you do that.
Okay. I totally agree with all that. Yes.
I just want to say it's been really funny arriving so late to the. It feels like coming to like a party at like 5 a.m. and everyone's you don't know what happened, but it's very cool.
Well, you can watch it on the video because we are actually recording this. If everyone's happy with that as well, I should add. You can watch the previous 5 hours of the discussion and work out how we got there. Almost retrace the steps. Any other final thoughts? Final thoughts. Doob, have you got a final thought? Oh, Ryan, yes.
I think in between two things, they are not opposite. They are always coexisting. If there is transformation, there is always coexisting thing. So nothing is against nothing.
Okay.
Always everything is there. If transformation has any role to play.
Okay, that's an excellent final thoughts. Yes.
I'm thinking about simplicity. I'm thinking about how, for example, like simple stories tend to propagate the furthest because they're the easiest to remember and they kind of, they just kind of go further. So these sort of blame stories or these kind of like populist stories tend to do really well, because it's like simple, isn't it? It's your fault, it's their fault. And on the other hand, so there's this, in some sense, there's like this race to the bottom for like simple stories, right? Because it's kind of like this competition for like who can have the simplest narrative in a certain sense, which of course is in other ways like a disaster. So in some ways, I really appreciate these kind of long format conversations that can like allow us to maybe get together and unpack something which is a little bit less soundbitey and it like takes a little bit longer to get into. And on the other hand, of course, like if it's too much abstraction, like if it's too complicated, then it also doesn't work. So it's like, what is this? So yeah, I guess my final thought is about transformation happening, like in the in-between, in between the complicated and the simple.
Yeah.
And like, how do we find that, like that sweet spot and that freedom to kind of move between those like different kinds of thoughts.
Fantastic, thank you. And we're always looking for that sweet spot, definitely. Final thoughts, Marnix, Sahel, have you got a final thought?
But this was my first experience and it was nice to see it.
Well, thanks for coming.
Other people.
Yeah.
You're welcome, thank you.
And any Marnix final thoughts?
No final thoughts. I just have more questions. But,
yeah, final question.
I think that's the goal. That's the richness of this format. I
your
love it
final
again.
question?
My final question, something you triggered, like the difference between blaming and setting boundaries. And there is a difference, and you need to know when to apply it. But it's a question. I don't have a statement about it.
Okay, well that's great. It's final question. That's even better. Final thought, question, observation.
Both.
Command.
I really enjoyed it, but also I just want to say that we are here with NerdLab and with Lucas and Bob. Just here.
Yeah.
And this is just a kickoff of the project. What we're fighting for. And yeah, I just want to kind of maybe find out a little bit more about the project, just like what is next, what's going on next, and yeah, how do people get involved? Can they get involved?
Okay, so this is step one of an even bigger project. What are we fighting for? Barb, tell us about it.
Thank you everyone for coming here today, even if it was spontaneously, but we're very grateful. We're trying to create this trajectory during this upcoming months. The project is called What Are We Fighting For? And we're trying to find ways to co-create and collaborate with a bunch of strangers based on topics like collectiveness, identity, violence, conflict, and what all these things can mean. And because these are very theoretical topics and there's such a theoretical base on it, we want to make it as well embodied. So the upcoming events will be workshops that will try to translate all these thoughts into more embodied practices or external creations. So we have like Fight Love, Monster Puppet Rave, and Artist Talks, and then we'll be 3 days co-creating something together. These events are happening in Ghent. There's also flyers there if you want to know more about this. But in either case, we're very grateful that you're here taking part in the conversation. So thank you. Do you want to say something?
Okay. There's a chance for like a final thought. Christian, not had a final thought. Do you want to?
Maybe a final question. I do like thank you for hosting this. Super cool. And I do wonder like if anyone has. If you found like any kind of through your research or anyone here at the table found like any ways to get past what we're fighting for and like this, I don't know, just any solution to everything that we're talking here. Let me know, you know.
Okay, any solutions? We're gonna just message you straight away. Rose, have you got a final thought? If not, say anything.
My final words and thoughts are more people in Belgium should know about Talkaoke.
Yeah, that's for sure. We've got a button for that. And maybe we'll just leave it there. Unless anyone else, did I miss anyone else? A final thought, Lucas? You haven't said anything. You've got this is your final chance.
Well, I'm hoping that we're gonna create something that, like, we were inspired by Talkaoke, by how. Like just having a conversation where it's not about like conflict, it's not about like I'm saying the right thing, I'm saying the wrong thing. That's not it. So Talkaoke creates a great conversation, and we want to create maybe a new format inspired by Talkaoke, and that's why we organize the events, and that's also why NerdLab is hosting this co-creative days to like get together, make something that is maybe also like something as good as Talkaoke.
We're going to leave it there. It sounds like it's a little bit like this theme music for the heavy things we're talking about. Maybe we need that. Thanks everyone for taking part. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Stay in touch with NerdLab.
Well done, Mikey, in the middle for hosting so beautifully, and see you on the next adventure. See you in London.